It is 7 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Check the weather quickly here. Air quality alert for western counties of the state. Not for the metro area, though, until 6 o'clock tomorrow. Mostly sunny today, now in the metro area. Mostly sunny and not as warm. Hazy at times this afternoon.
I'm sorry.
You comfortable over there? You good to go?
I just kicked the table. I need it, technically.
Well, none of the equipment works. You're kicking the table.
It's fine. Could they have anything to be related with each other?
Are we in radio? Not anymore. Podcasting. We shouldn't be making these radio mistakes.
These juvenile radio. I mean, I've been in. See, maybe it's okay. Here's the thing. I've been radio for a long time. Not as long as you, but over 10 years.
Oh, 53 compared to 10.
Yeah. But I have only been in podcasting for 6 months, so
that's why you're a disaster.
That's why I'm an intern.
I'm an intern, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just you know what we should do?
What, sir?
We should have a countdown clock in the studio, and count down to the last talented person left in radio. We'll see when that happens.
Oh. Do you
so negative time is what you're looking at?
Yeah,
right now, right?
Yeah. Well, no, because we got Des and the people over there. They're very nice people.
I'm going to stand by my previous statement.
Okay, but never mind.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I love Des.
Never mind. She is a very, very sweet person. At least she is to me. She's a very sweet person to me.
Beautiful person.
Once you settle down there.
I mean, she's so nice and she's so beautiful and talented. And every time she says hi to me and knows my name, I die.
Your name's not Daisy.
That's fine with that. She can call me Daisy.
Hey, Daisy, how have you been?
Hi, I'm great. Also, that's a super cute name.
Daisy is anyway. You're absolutely right. That's Andy's dog's name.
Yeah, it is. It's
Daisy.
Daisy.
But in any case, no, there's talent left in this market. A lot of markets don't have any radio talent left at all. They just don't.
We have loads. We have lots.
I don't know about lots. Let's dial her back on a lot. The morning show over at My Talk is very good. I've never met him in person. I talked to him on the phone before. What a nice man.
I just saw Jason and Alexis on Saturday at the fair. And
you did? Okay.
They're just like so fun, and he was making Go-Go smile, and it was pretty dang cute.
I was asked by a listener, who talks about their spouse more? Him about his husband or me about my wife?
I've worked with both of you. It's a toss-up.
It's pretty much a flat-footed tie, is it?
You guys are always talking about your significant others.
You're supposed to adore them, aren't you?
Yeah, Justin, step it up.
Yeah, Justin, get off your ass. Hey, when's the last time you told your wife she's stunningly beautiful? Yeah. Justin.
I think 0. If he said that,
see?
I would assume he ate something of mine.
You're like, okay,
Maybe.
So how much money is this going to cost me?
Right.
Right. So you want to golf, is what you're telling me. 18 holes?
Oh.
Okay.
So he's nice to you only when he's buying into something.
Or when I'm supposed to buy into something.
Yeah.
Are you just going to yawn every show now as we open up? Is that what you're going to do?
Probably. I mean, it's my body. I can't stop it. I made the weirdest stomach noise today, and you thought I pooped my pants.
You did.
I know, my stomach was like, dar, 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 dar.
Usually stomach gurgles don't have that funk.
It did not smell, you liar. You liar.
That look on your face, I better shut up and get my ass kicked over
That
there.
lie.
Over and sock me right in the yap. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
In any case, so here's the deal with the weather. Mostly sunny and not as warm. Hazy at times this afternoon. Smoke from wildfires in Canada, especially west of the Twin Cities. High of 82. What a beautiful day coming up. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 79. Thursday, mostly sunny, 85. Friday, mostly sunny, and 88. We'll go to the weekend. Looks just as good. Mostly sunny, 92. Mostly sunny, 94. So it's going to be very, very sunny for the next 7 days, it says here.
Woody woo.
So that's not bad. There's no mention at all of any rain moving in or anything that I can see on here. It is sunny and 62 right now. It's going to be sunny and 82 later on today. So very, very nice weather. You know, I know this is the precursor to winter, which people don't like, but this is one of my favorite. Fall is one of my favorite times. It probably is my favorite time of the year. It's really beautiful weather and all the changes and all the rest of it. It's a great time, but it does lead into winter.
You like fall more than summer?
Yeah, I do actually.
I think that's a common thing, but I just love summer. Don't you?
Oh, I do too. Absolutely.
Don't you love it when the kids are out of school and they're
No, that's why I don't like summer.
available?
No. Oh my God, no. Oh no.
Get back to school.
But doesn't it bum you out if you want to do something with Kinley and she has school?
First off, I'd be so surprised if my daughter ever asked me to go do anything at this point in this stage of our relationship.
But how about like 3 or 4 years ago?
I mean, it was fine. Like, I don't know. I'm so done with like the pools and like going to. Dads are different.
Okay.
Dads don't want to do those things anymore. We move on. Like, we're there. We are the ATM between the ages of 8 and 17, and then eventually our kids will come back to us. But for the most part, I'm like, just go ride your bike, go get in trouble, go smash a window. Go have some fun. Just get out of my hair.
Fun destroying other people's property. Would you grow up on Plymouth Avenue with me? I don't remember seeing you there.
I grew up in Hibbing. There was nothing to do.
Well, that's true. I suppose that is true. You could watch Kevin McHale be an asshole. That would have been good.
Yeah, he was an asshole.
Well, he's not a friendly man at all. I don't know what the hell I ever did to him, but he hates my guts.
Really?
I don't know what the hell I ever did. I probably made fun of his big tits or something.
I can always give credit where credit is due, because that episode of Cheers when he is counting the rivets in the floor is hilarious.
No, look, the guy's very, very talented. I loved watching him play for the Celtics.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. I loved Kevin McHale. And then when I met him, not so much. But I don't know. He's that kind of guy. He's one of those kind of. Well, professional athletes, a lot of them, especially the success level of Kevin McHale. How many NBA titles did he win? With Larry Bird and Robert Parrish and all those people. God, it must have been 4 or 5, wasn't it?
Ooh, I don't know if it was that many, but at least 2, I believe.
At least a couple.
Let me see.
True.
Yeah.
They were fun to watch, and Kevin McHale was a phenomenal basketball player. You can't even argue that point. But I think that's why he did get mad at me, because remember when he used to run down the court, he would lean his chest forward? He would run down the court with his chest sticking out. So I started calling him Tits McHale.
Oh, my God.
And he didn't get the humor.
I love how you're like, and I wonder why he's mad at me.
Well, take a joke, for Christ's sake. You ever hear of it?
I mean, I agree with you. Like, I have no problem getting made fun of. Some people are pretty sensitive, especially if you call them Tits Mickey.
Well, he did. When he was running down the court, he would stick his chest way out, which is fine. I got no argument with that. Like I said, I was a huge fan.
He won championships in 1981, 1984, and 1986.
So there were 3 of them.
3 of them.
Yeah, I thought it might have been 4, actually. So 2, 3, 4. So it turns out to be 3.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. But yeah, Kevin, if you're listening, which I know you're not, but if you were, I would say you didn't have a bigger fan than me. You, Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, you go down the list of people. What a great team that Celtics team was.
Yeah.
My God.
If you showed a picture of Larry Bird at his prime to today's 17-year-old boy and said, "This was the greatest basketball player," and they'd go, "Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
This hayseed, yeah, sure he was.
yeah.
He doesn't look like LeBron. He doesn't look like Allen Iverson. He doesn't look like Kobe. No. Larry Bird was the best. If you watch those old highlights, when he stole the ball 3 times consecutively to tie the game,
right,
with whatever it was, 40 seconds left in the game. That's one of the greatest plays in NBA history.
I agree.
And would throw knucks at people. That guy would get into fistfights, and they would show back in the day what a foul, what it really took to get a foul in 1985 compared to this year when you just touch somebody on the wrist and it's a foul. I mean, you would have to dislocate a guy's elbow to be able to get a foul called. And nowadays, these players have no idea what it would be like to play in the 80s.
Well, it's not basketball anymore anyway. It used to be a team sport. Now it's how much can I possibly score so I can make more money.
Really, to get endorsements?
It's not a team sport at all anymore. The NBA sucks now as far as I'm concerned. I think it's not been very good for a long time. There's some supreme players, don't get me wrong. I mean, some great players. But it's not a team sport anymore.
Were fights common then back then?
Oh, yeah.
I just remember, we watched that Malice at the Palace, and I know that was very rare of a player fight fans, which was very well deserved, by the way.
Malice at the Palace, really? Is that?
Yeah,
that's the name of it, yeah.
Malice at the Palace.
I know, it's so good.
Yeah.
It was they did a Netflix documentary on it, and it was that Pacers and Pistons brawl. And it was so good. And when you find out all the background on it, you're like, oh, no, that fan deserved to get punched in the face.
Oh, yeah. And, boy, there was a lot of fans that got rocked. But that was where everything changed. That's where the players had to start wearing suits and ties to games. They couldn't dress in their own regular clothes. That's where things really started to change.
Haven't watched it since, I believe, the last championship of the Celtics, and what was that, 1982 or something?
86.
86,
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, so the same year that I started at the Q.
Really?
I didn't even realize that. It was that long ago. My God, it was almost 40 years ago.
That makes sense that things fall off when you start a morning show. It's hard to do anything when you're waking up at that time.
Well, I'll tell you what, I still, it's been, 8 months since I've had to get up to do an early morning show.
Yeah.
I still wake up at 3:15 every morning.
Gross.
Every day. Matter of fact, I'm talking to my buddy, Dr. Grote, today about that. I said, I gotta stay asleep till at least 5:30. That'd be really nice if I could do that. Get up, take a shower, go to work. But yeah, I wake up every day at 3:15. I suppose after 37 years of doing that, you're going to do it.
I know,
I guess.
but God, are there times you ever just sleep in a little bit?
Nope.
No.
Well, I kind of drift in and out.
Yeah,
From 3:15 till about 5:15.
Yeah.
So I stay in bed for 8 hours, but I'm not always sleeping.
No, I don't want you to do that. And then are you a napper? I can't remember. Are you an intentional napper?
Not intentional napper, no. I sit down and I watch TV and then I wake up. It's one of those deals. It is. It absolutely
That
is.
never happens to me, an unintentional nap. Like,
Well, you're not exactly as old as I am either.
That's true.
That might have something to do with it.
but like, you didn't do that when you were younger? It wasn't.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Oh, no. I'd have burned up valuable drinking time if I had done that when I was much younger.
But keep in mind, I do a lot of intentional naps.
Do
like,
ya?
Yeah. When
Well, that's good.
When I have Go-Go, when she goes down, she normally takes a 2-hour nap. In the first hour, I'm productive. In the second hour, I go take a nap too.
We have a story coming up. Got a break in about, 3 minutes somewhere in there. We have a story coming up, which I want to hold off. I'll cover this other story first. The reason I want to hold off is a man is in prison for stealing money, millions from billionaires while in prison.
I know.
I don't know anything about that story, but it sounds phenomenal.
I know, and there's a little teaser about it saying getting hundreds in phones. Like, how are they stealing from millions from billionaires while in prison?
I don't know how you do it. We're going to find out, though.
I'm excited.
I think we will. I'm not sure that we will, but I think we probably will.
Well, I hope so. That's why I sent it to you. I want you to read me my news.
Oh, you sent it? No, I'm not going to do it. Forget it.
Catherine sent it.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, God. Unbelievable. Went and watched, by the way, a very quick reference here. Went and watched Fawn, who's 7 years old, her soccer team yesterday.
Oh, my God. Little kids in soccer.
I never realized there are some 7-year-olds who could kick my ass at soccer. Oh, my
They were
God.
good?
They're good. They're 7.
Okay, because I remember going to, the nephew's games, and it was everybody run to the ball all at once.
Yeah. There's a lot of that, too.
Okay, I know Fawn's a dancer. How is she at soccer?
Kind of bored. She just kind of stands out there. That's it. When do I get to do a plie? What's the deal?
Kind of bored.
She loves it though, because her cousin's a real good player. Mm-hmm. You know Mike.
Yeah.
Dan's twin.
Yeah.
His daughter's really good.
They're both 7?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I believe that's true. Okay, very quickly. What year was the Minnesota State Fair first held?
Oh God. 1952.
I think it was before that. I think it was 1937.
Let me put it this way. It was 4 years after abolition. It was 1859.
Oh my God! I was
had no
100
idea.
years off.
I had no idea what was going on.
Could you imagine what that first state
Oh,
fair must have
God.
been like?
Oh,
It's like,
God.
step on up and let's have a. You guys can have a bite of the corn cob and then ride the donkey. That
Yeah,
was the
that's-
Minnesota State
that's
Fair.
probably
I
true.
cannot believe I was 100 years off. And then I was going to say 1900. I was like, that's way too soon. Like, I'll throw in,
1859.
Wow.
That's
Dang a
unbelievable.
lang.
That's phenomenal. How many acres make up the fairgrounds?
Ooh, I would say probably 20.
20?
63.
322.
Oh my God, we're terrible at this.
I would have been just as bad, believe me. I had no idea.
I don't think I have a real concept of what acres are.
Yeah. Do they count the ground starting around University Avenue all the way up to Highway 36? Is
I guess
the,
parking.
Doesn't say.
Yes. Parking as well? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I suppose that would be parking too, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I got to look into what an acre is. I feel embarrassed.
Yeah. Pad them numbers.
How about this? How many baby animals are born at the CHS Miracle of Birth Center during the state fair?
Okay. This one we have to get close. For
Yeah.
you. We have to get within 100. Otherwise, we both have to jump out the window.
Yeah, good idea.
Win-win for
And
you.
there's no window here, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I'm just going to jump into his studio.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. There are, I would say, 300.
Okay. So 12 days, even if you did 10 a day. But are they counting like chicks?
And like if they
Yeah.
have so if like a lamb has 10 kids,
Yeah.
does
Does that count? Yeah.
Well, it
okay.
says including calves, lambs, and piglets.
But I mean,
Okay.
so piglets, so each
Piglets,
one
yeah.
counts.
Each
so
one counts.
You're gonna
Okay.
have to go high.
Yeah. So 650,
I said 300.
200.
200.
I was right between on. I don't have to jump through a window.
You're
Yeah.
on your 100 mark.
Oh my God.
No doubt. One more question here. How many food concessions are located throughout the fairgrounds? Oh, God, who the hell would even know this?
Food concessions? Oh, man.
God, there are a lot of questions here. Holy Christ.
Well,
85.
yeah. Let me look at my credit card statement because I can
Yeah.
tell you the least amount just
There you
from
go.
that. I would say, 286.
Okay, he goes 286, and you went how many?
85.
300. You're only 14 off. Pretty
yeah.
good. Approximately 300 food concessions dish up nearly 500 different delectable delights.
Delectable delights.
What happens to the giant pumpkins and vegetables in the agricultural horticulture competition after the fair? Pumpkins.
Made the pie, right?
Okay, let me. Okay, you said pie. What do you say?
I'm gonna say it's fed to animals.
The giant pumpkins and other vegetables are composted.
I was gonna say that too. I was gonna say compost, and I was like, that's kind of boring.
I suppose if they've been sitting around for 12 days, you probably don't want to feed them to anybody.
That's true.
Maybe. I don't know anything about pumpkins or how long they last. I have no clue. How many events take place on the fairgrounds during the non-fair time?
Oh.
That's a good question. This is the best question so far.
Okay, so there are 50. Okay, I would say I'm gonna
Yes.
say 50.
Yeah, you got back to the 50s. You got
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
right.
like they always have the state gymnastics meet over at the
Okay,
Coliseum.
yeah, because some of them last a little longer. I'm gonna say 40.
I'll say 77.
220.
220.
That's
Oh
almost
my
every day.
God,
Yeah.
yeah. I was trying to think of every weekend, and then I
Yeah.
brought it down a little because like some of those are 2 weekends long.
Yeah. Are they counting Margaret from Roseville taking a walk
Yeah,
through
I
the
don't know.
grounds as an event?
No, probably not. You probably have to pay to get in for an
Yeah,
event, I would think.
okay.
Well, maybe you don't have to pay to get in. I don't know. But yeah, it's 2/3.
Mm-hmm.
2/3 of the events that take place.
And in winter.
It's amazing. That's probably the only time they don't take place.
Well, and they have to because there's so many.
Well, there's 100 days. Well, I suppose, yeah, if you got 100 days left over, the winter is, what is it, about 364 days in Minnesota? Something like that. It's long, I know that. How many how many tons of glass, plastic, and aluminum were collected and recycled during the 2019 State Fair?
How many
I love these stats.
tons?
These are
many
great. Yeah, how many tons? I would have no idea, and I'm looking at the answer.
Again, I have to really wrap my hand around what is a ton.
Yeah. So 2,000 pounds. Which you'd be amazed at how fast 2,000 pounds can accumulate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because when I used to have to haul roofing debris out to a dump, you'd get there and they're like, all right, well, that's 6,000 pounds. You're like, this is 3 tons? It's like one dump load. That's it.
Okay.
I'm going to say 147.
I'll go 240.
240 what, though?
246.
It says how many tons?
Tons.
240 tons, you're saying? And you're saying how many tons?
Yeah, I think I said 146.
50.
50. Okay. 50.
50
Still.
tons.
It's a lot.
Okay, I'm going to close out with this one because I would have no idea that this is true. How many cookies can Sweet Martha's cookie jar produce in one day?
Oh.
One day.
I'm going to say 70,000.
Oh, I think it's more than that.
70,000.
70,000. I'll say 375,000.
God, I would have missed this by as much as you guys did. 3 million.
Oh my God.
God, we're fat bastards, aren't
3
we?
million
We-
a day.
We are bad at guessing.
Well, I would have not. I wouldn't known any of these. No.
3 million cookies a
day.
day.
No wonder they make like 85 billion during
Right?
the fair.
Man.
Don't they make like $5 million?
Yeah, they
or
I think they're the
something?
highest revenue, at least on that
think
list
so.
we saw.
Yeah.
It was quite a bit.
Jesus, that's amazing. What a great story that is.
That is so wild.
Who doesn't like a chocolate chip cookie though, right?
I'd take one right now.
See, we'll go get some.
No.
Why not?
Because I like hanging out with you.
Oh, well then I'll go get it because I'm not that wild about hanging out with you. You know, you walked right into that one.
Choose cookies over you.
Well, what about a dill cookie?
You gonna bring your dildo or whatever it is? God, I cannot believe I didn't even mean that.
That had me laughing all day. Me and my mom were laughing about that all day. Especially
I meant dill
you.
money is what I was talking about. Dill pickles. I meant
We know
dill
what
money.
you meant, sir.
And I
You said it
soon as
to
I
her,
said it.
too, and her face was so frazzled.
Yeah.
And you looked so mortified.
I was mortified.
Are you going to bring your dildo?
She's talking about dill pickles, and I say you're going to bring your dildo. Meant money,
Yeah.
but,
Oh, we were dying. My mom and me were giggling about that like idiots. It was just making us giggle, especially you, because you're so not inappropriate. You're not like asking people
No.
anything remotely like that.
show us your tailbone. That kind of deal is not my thing. There's no question about
No! So it was so funny, and you just you looked more hurt than she did. You were like, oh my God.
it. Don't bring up your mother again.
Beverly.
I love your mother. She's a much better person than you are.
My mom loves you. It's
She's
so
wonderful.
annoying.
What do you mean it's annoying?
When I piss you off, she's like, well, what was your part in it?
You have never pissed me off. You're annoying as a sumbitch, but you never piss me off.
Never actually piss you off.
Annoyed,
But
yeah.
she listens all the time, and I was like, quit. She'll be like, quit interrupting Tom, or quit this and that.
I love you.
Yeah.
Beverly, you're the best.
Yeah.
All right, we do have to take a break here. But I like that list. And by the way, we only got to about half the questions, but the one that just floored me was 3 million cookies
3
a
million
day.
cookies. And if you're a better guesser than me and Rudy, then must be nice.
Oh, God, there's no way I would have guessed 3 million. Not a chance. You guys went, what, 2 to 350,000, something like that?
Yeah. Kept it low.
I mean, 350,000 cookies a day is
I
a
guess
lot.
70,000 on that.
Yeah, 70,000, that's right.
That's pretty big.
3 million. I would have never guessed it. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. A lot of great stuff coming up today. One of my favorites is going to be in studio today. Bryan Miller will come in the studio about 8:30. Always liked him. He's just a great guy.
Yeah.
Very nice man. We'll be right back. You all have helped support MyPillow, their employees in these tough economic times. Mike Lindell knows this and continues to give back to listeners with deals on his most popular products. You've heard me recently speak about my slippers, the Giza sheets, MyPillow 2.0, and more. Great news. The MyPillow 6-pack bath towel sets are back in stock. The proprietary technology makes them extremely absorbent, yet still provides that soft feel you look for in a towel. The set comes with 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. Regular price is $79.98. For a limited time, you can get this 6-pack towel set from only $39.99 with promo code TOM. That's a 50% savings. So go to MyPillow.com, use promo code TOM to save 50% on the MyPillow 6-pack towel sets. That is just $39.99 for a set. This deal will not last long. Enter promo code TOM for this special and many more.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says riding a bus to school is 13 times safer than riding in a passenger vehicle and 10 times safer than walking to school. The reality of school bus safety is that more children are hurt outside the bus than inside as passengers. Most of the children who lose their lives in bus-related crashes are pedestrians, 4 to 7 years old, who are hit by the bus or by motorists illegally passing a stopped school bus. Please be patient and use extra caution when driving near children and school buses. And never pass a bus when the arm is down and red lights are flashing. The children inside and their parents are counting on us. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in an accident, but if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to a lawyer.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President and Chief Lending Officer at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Michael Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a locally owned and operated community bank, we work with many multi-generational businesses.
Take Personal Care Dentistry of Roseville, for example. Dr. Walter Hunt, also known as Painless to me, has been a longtime customer of the bank since we opened the bank in 1998.
When his son Kyle was ready to join the practice, they wanted to expand quickly.
With their additional space and equipment, they now are able to see more patients each day while providing the same level of care and service.
Okay, guys, I'll take it from here. If you run a family business or any kind of business for that matter, you should be banking with Brad and Mike over at North American Banking Company. Every time I deal with them or their team, I know I'm working with experienced professional bankers. So why not bank with my banker? North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Dougie, how's life in Baldwin?
I love it, though it's a bit hard to find a half-calf, decaf, heavy foam.
I'll give you some heavy foam.
Yeah, that's what he said. Anyway, I just came back from the National Ford meeting and got to hear Bill Ford, Henry's grandson, and Jim Farley, who's the CEO, talk about the future of the company. It was really interesting, and I learned some cool stuff. Read this.
Ford builds more vehicles in the USA than any other brand. Huh? I thought it would have been Tesla.
Not even close. Keep reading.
Ford outsold Toyota in 2022 and is on track to do it again. I didn't know that either. Probably these commercials.
Yeah, sure, pal.
Ford has successfully partnered with the UAW and hasn't suffered a strike in over 40 years. Ford also has the largest number of assembly workers in the United States.
You know, Tom, I've really fallen in love with the product. From the electrics to the Super Duties, thanks to you, a lot of people have reached out to put Ford on their list. If you want to talk cars in general or Ford specifically, reach out to me at Doug@flagshipford.com.
Flagshipford.com. We are back, 7:28 now, 28 minutes after 7 o'clock. It is mostly sunny, 63 now. A little chill in the air, though, I got to be honest with you.
Agreed. I definitely threw on a sweatshirt because
too.
it's a little chilly when you get out there.
It's true. It's all true. There are 10. Do you want me to continue with the list? There are 10 more of them. We've been through about 12, something like that.
Of the trivia for State Fair?
Yes.
Okay, a part of me says yes, but a part of me, you have to promise you're going to read the other article because I really...
But we're definitely going to get to that.
Okay, cool. Then yeah,
More
I'd read
definitely.
more trivia.
Okay. Basically, you just want to get more of them wrong.
How dare you?
Well, I just think all three of us have gotten every one of them wrong.
I wanted to fight you right now. Like, I wanted to be
Bite
like,
me?
No, I wanted to, like, argue, be like, no. And then I go, Brittany, you were over 2 million off. Almost 3 million off in perspective.
You're almost all of it off is what you were, actually.
For the cookies.
And by the way, I finally said bite me to Brittany on the show just now.
Oh, wow. I'm really glad you held off this
I
long.
really did. It was hard.
Impressive.
Okay, these are things about the Minnesota, facts about the Minnesota State Fair that the three of us have gotten none of them right so far.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it and I still got them wrong. So there you go. Okay. What is the most popular flavor of pies entered in the creative activities baked goods category?
Apple.
Yeah, probably apple.
Absolutely. Hey, we all got one right.
Yes.
What do you know? Which U.S. presidents have visited a state fair at one time during their life? I know of two.
I'd say Bush, W. I would.
Okay, you going with W.
I feel like Taft stopped by, didn't he?
I don't know yet.
Doesn't a W just imagine him eating toffee or taffy somewhere? Like,
What's the difference between toffee and taffy?
toffee's the crunchy,
crunchy?
chocolate one, and
Yeah.
taffy is that like sugar, just like where they
okay.
that stretchy, sugary.
Not a lot of it in my life. That's all I know. Here's the list. Okay, you said Taft?
Yeah.
When you did? Yes, Taft is on the list. And you said who?
W.
Nope, not on the list. Taft, Teddy Roosevelt. That's the one I knew about.
I was going to say that.
Harding, Eisenhower, and Coolidge. So there you go. So nobody since Eisenhower has visited the Minnesota State Fair.
I get it. That's a
Why?
lot of people.
That's 75 years ago, isn't it?
Like,
A long time ago.
Could
Or
you imagine-
70 years ago.
and honestly, I'm gonna be really controversial here. I don't want them to because they really mess up traffic whenever they come anywhere.
Yeah.
What traffic? You can't move anyway. What's the difference?
I know. Good point. But could you even imagine then adding a motorcade to
yeah, you're right.
that?
You're right. I will never forget. Who the hell was it again that came to the United States? I think from China, but I can't remember for sure who it was. But he came here on June 4th, and the high that day was 44. Like, Jesus. Nice day you picked.
Hopefully they packed the right clothes for him walking around freezing.
That would have been good. Okay, how long would it take the average cow to produce all the milk served during the fair's 12-day run at the all-you-can-drink milk booth? How long would it take the average cow to produce that much milk?
5 years.
I bet it's more. I bet it's 17 years.
You covered both ends. It's 8 to 9 years. So you were a little
Okay,
short in the
all
middle
right.
there. But that's so you meet in the middle.
Split the difference.
26,000 gallons of milk are served each year at the booth. 26,000 gallons.
Have you ever done the all-you-can-drink milk?
Nope.
Love it.
I love milk too, but I don't like whole milk. It's too creamy for me or something. I don't know what it is.
So, like, I'm not supposed to drink milk. Me
you're
and
not?
dairy are not supposed to hang out.
Is that why you farted this morning?
I didn't fart this morning. My stomach made an insane noise.
That's not.
If I would
the
have farted, I would have claimed it.
That's true. You
Every-
would have. Yes, you would.
Every time Go-Go farts, I say, good farting, good farting.
Good.
Oh, Jesus, sorry.
See, there you go, right there.
But yeah, I remember as a kid, we'd always get it. And Go-Go's drinking whole milk now. And whole milk's one of those things, a little shot of it is pretty good.
Yeah, a little shot.
Yeah, but I don't want a glass of whole milk. I'm not trying to live my life like that.
No.
But like if she doesn't finish it, sometimes I'll just get a little. It's pretty good.
But no, chocolate milk, I could drink about 85 gallons of chocolate milk.
I could literally never stop and be fine. I'd be so
wonderful.
happy. I love it.
This next one I did know, and I think you guys will know this one too. What is the oldest amusement on the fairgrounds? This one's actually very easy.
Oh, probably the Ye Old Mill.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the name of that. I'll go then.
Why do you have to change your opinion?
Okay, I'll go that too.
It is Ye Old Mill.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, why would you change it if you thought it was Ye Old Mill?
Because I thought we were like we were working together. I don't know why in my mind, me and Rudy were.
6 months. Have we ever worked together on anything? What
Why
are you talking
start
about?
now?
What the hell's wrong with you?
So I wanted to double our chances.
Right. When was Minnesota State Fair Foundation established? I don't even know what that is, so I have no guess.
Okay, a part of me thinks it's after the actual start.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 1905.
What is it actually? State
think-
Fair Foundation.
I think they finally figured out a way to make more money and have more jobs.
So the foundation supports the workers?
I don't know.
I don't even know what it is. I have no idea. 2002.
Oh, wow. Again, almost 100 years off.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you, though.
Thank you.
How many years of corn does the corn roast food vendor go through each day? Each day this is. Corn roast.
How many?
How many ears of corn?
Oh,
Every
years.
day.
Oh, God. I'm going to go 40,000.
Yeah, I was going to say probably somewhere in there like 53,000.
25,000.
Okay.
So a little over. What year was electricity first used at the State Fair, allowing it to operate after sunset?
Oh, I'm going to say 1922.
Yeah, probably somewhere in there. 29?
1899.
Wow, they really made that a priority, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they certainly did. Well, yeah.
A lot of houses didn't have electricity. Then they're like, we better make sure you can see at the State Fair.
Yeah.
Think about that, because they could go to the State Fair after dark then. A lot of money there, man.
Yeah, it's true.
What is the oldest food concession on the fairgrounds? This I do not know. I haven't looked at it yet. Oldest concession of
Oldest concession. What's the old? Oh, God.
hot dogs. Got to be hot dogs.
It's got to be hot dogs.
think.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. It's definitely not going to be like deep fried Twinkie.
No.
Oh, corn,
no.
but the corn, not the corn booth, but corn would be an easy one. But yeah.
Oh, they're not talking about the food itself. They're talking about the concession, who ran whatever. It doesn't say what the food is.
We'll never get it.
You know what I bet it
anyways.
is then? I bet it's got to be like, the auxiliary, the Roseville Auxiliary 268 or something. Like that's always, because they've been there since
They're
like the
selling
40s.
popcorns
Yeah,
for
exactly.
the
Yeah.
last,
You both agree on that?
Sure.
Hamlin Church Dining Hall, which began operating in 1897.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jesus.
That wins this round.
Okay, now, when did you win Princess K of the Milky Way?
I literally thought to myself yesterday, I was watching a fast motion, a video of them doing a butter sculpture.
Oh, yeah, right.
And I think the only way you can get a butter sculpture of yourself is be Princess K, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
And then I thought, can I still run for Princess K or any sort of royalty? Because I do want a butter statue.
I could see that.
All right, so I'm going to look into it. I wanted to be a Vulcan for a long time, But now I might want to be a princess to get butter.
Are there still Vulcans, or did they fold up?
They're still Vulcans.
Do they still do all? They don't run up and kiss women anymore, though.
No,
do
they can't. But I used to love that. I used to have.
I don't think so.
When I was younger, my really, I had a friend named Tyler, and he had a beautiful mom, and she dated a Vulcan. So they used to come to like our events because they were just wild.
How many guys do you think? Because from what I understand, this is not any that are alive today, but in the old days. I heard they used to have maybe a glass of beer or two. When they went out
every time
Vulcaning.
I've seen a Vulcan when I was a child, they were wasted.
You got that
Yeah.
right. Same memory.
And like I don't think they're ashamed of that. I think like now they've like pivoted a little bit, but they think.
But the problem that caused it was not only the kiss. It was the grab the butt cheek.
Yeah.
It was the titty twister.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's like, no.
I'm not going to deny I had a weird obsession and love of Vulcans, and it describes my taste in men so
Yes.
much
Yes.
when I was in my 20s. Yeah, I'm glad they're not doing that anymore, but it was amazing back then. When the
the
Vulcans
Vulcan?
came
Yeah.
around, everyone's heart rate would get up. They would draw those big V's on your face.
Yep.
They'd give you a kiss sometimes. And like, as a kid, I loved it. Was it inappropriate? Absolutely. But like, I'm not going to deny that I loved the Vulcans. And that's why and they don't have women Vulcans. So I've been trying to be a
No.
Vulcan for a while now.
What are they going to do now? Because the Vulcans, every time I ever saw a Vulcan, it was at Allery's. Every time.
Yeah.
And Allery's closed, what, about a month ago? Something like that?
Yeah.
Last time I saw the Vulcans
Love that bar.
was at a 4th of July parade in Wisconsin.
Oh, in Wisconsin?
Yeah,
Really?
they go to there's a big I'm so sorry, St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah, okay.
They have a big parade in Wisconsin over by these cabins, and the Vulcans were there, and I was so pumped to see them.
Princess Gay and the Milky Way, 1954. The first one crowned. When did attendance first top the 1 million mark?
Oh, I would say 2002.
Over the million mark? Let's go with 1989.
55.
Wow. Okay.
Man. 1955, on September 5th, 1955. So that must have been Labor Day, September 5th,
Yeah.
right?
Because all the records, I was looking at all the records. I look at them every day. I look at the attendance records every day because I don't know why. I just get excited when we break a record. They're all really recent. So I thought maybe they're all like 2018, 2019. And then we broke a record on this last Friday for attendance.
Right, yeah.
So I thought maybe it wouldn't have hit up the strides until way later.
I know, I'm telling you. One question left, ladies and gentlemen. What percentage of fair guests came to the fair by some type of public, charter, or mass transit bus operation in 2019?
I don't even...
Public, charter, or mass transit bus.
Okay, how many people throughout the whole fair went that route? So let's say at least half. I'm going to go... Then I'm going to subtract a little. I'm going to go 400.
No, it's a percentage. Remember, it says
Oh,
what,
yeah,
what
40,
percentage.
40%.
Okay.
68%.
Kind of in the middle. It was exactly 50%, like you thought
Oh, I
It's
leaned
50%.
down.
it was. You screwed it up.
I
You
really
had it made.
screwed the pooch on that one.
That was. I loved asking those questions, but on top of it, I am still overwhelmed by how nice people were at the state fair. Not one asshole in the whole bunch. Nobody was being. Because back in the day, when you used to sit up in those radio booths, oh my God, about half the people would throw things at you, or, hey, I'm doing your mom, that kind of deal.
It's weird, too, because, right, things could go awry so quickly when you have that many people close up.
Oh,
But
yeah.
everyone's nice. I hit somebody's
great.
Achilles with the stroller, and I felt terrible. I said, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. And the lady was like, oh, you're fine. I'm like, I know how painful that is. I've had it happen to me. I feel... and you just, everybody there is I think everyone's in a good mood to just be at the fair.
It was wonderful. That appearance on stage was great.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I talked to Dan Seaman last night, and I guess everybody was telling him that, hey, the thing was packed, and the people stayed for 45 minutes to take pictures. And I mean, it was a wonderful, wonderful day. I had never experienced a state fair like that before.
And
ever.
we got to meet Dan's daughter, who was lovely.
Yeah, she came out. That's right.
Yeah.
Although, you know what I love about Dan's daughter? He got 2 daughters, doesn't he?
Yeah, Hannah and,
Yeah.
and the one we just met. I'm so sorry.
But I love both of them. When I met them both, Dan's daughters, Dan Seaman is the head of programming for Hubbard. Both of them looked at me like, what's your deal?
You think so? I mean, nobody out mean mugs you than Go-Go, so don't worry about it.
No doubt. Go-Go mugs at me like this. What the hell is wrong with that guy? I love that. How a man in prison stole millions from billionaires. Early in 2020, the architect Scott West got a call at his office in Atlanta from a prospective client who said that his name was Archie Lee. Wasn't Archie's last name Lee in the comic book?
Maybe. I'll check.
Archie, or maybe he didn't have a last name. I don't remember. Archie Lee, West designs luxurious houses in spare, angular style, one might call millionaire modern. Lee wanted one. That June, West found an appealing property in Buckhead, an upscale part of North Atlanta. Yeah, you ever been to Buckhead?
No.
Beautiful. It's gorgeous. No doubt about it. There's a bar there that's been open, I believe, now for about 140 years.
Dang.
I think it's called Ike's. I think it's called, but I'm not sure. I think it's called Ike's, though. But it's been open for, honest God, like almost 140 years. And it's terrific.
That is impressive.
If you ever get a chance, go to Buckhead. It's terrific. An upscale part of North Atlanta that attracts both old money and new, and told Lee it might be a good spot for them to build. Lee arranged for his wife to meet West there. Boy, this guy went through a lot, didn't he? Did he make up a fake wife, do you think? Do you think the wife was even real?
There's his cellmate in the background. Dinner's ready.
Yeah, exactly. She arrived in a white Range Rover wearing Gucci and Prada and carrying a small dog in her purse. She said her name was Indiana. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. As she walked around the property, she FaceTimed her husband, then told West it wasn't quite what they had in mind, and he should keep looking. West said that he'd need a retainer. So you got to give me a little money. If I'm going to keep working on this, you got to put a little cash in hand there. He said he needed a little money, and apparently West said that he would need that retainer. She reached into her purse, pulled out $5,000. That was a little unusual, what West recalled, I would imagine. Later that summer, Lee called again with a new proposal. His wife, he said, had been driving around Buckhead, and she came across this amazing modern house that thought it had to be a Scott West house. She was right. The house on Randall Mill Road wasn't quite finished. It had not been on the market. But Lee told West that he was already buying it from the owner for $4.5. It's not even finished. He got $4.5 million for it. Jesus. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Now he wanted West to do the redo the landscaping and the outdoor pool. Of course, an ad had to pop up, which means it's going to make me go away, isn't it?
Wait.
It's from the New Yorker.
Oh, no, don't. I'm so enthralled.
Can I just hit no thanks?
Yeah, no thanks.
Ooh, it worked. I thought it might just dump me off there
I'm
completely.
loving this story.
West took another retainer, but he had other clients to attend to, and Lee grew impatient. Eventually, Lee asked West for his money back and began planning the renovations without him. This is a lot to go through for a prisoner, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jesus. The renovations were supervised, as far as the neighbors could tell, by Indiana's father, Eldridge Bennett, a sturdy man who drove an old Jaguar and wore a pair of dog tags around his neck. Neighbors described him as friendly but hard to pin down. He told one that he worked in the concrete business, which is good. Oh, God, it gets much, much better, doesn't it?
Oh, okay. He's orchestrating this all from prison.
Yes, he is. He told one that he worked in the concrete business, and he'd been on the team that killed Osama bin Laden.
Jeez.
I love this story.
I love that we were like, hey, have a backstory. And he picked the craziest one.
Oh, yeah. Very impressive. Gucci, Prada, and Osama bin Laden right there.
Just the 3 names you need.
Yes. He gave another a card that identified him as the marketing manager for an accounting company. This neighbor noticed that a wine tower in the house was being stocked with Moët Chandon, thousands of bottles, 20 feet tall of champagne. And asked who was paying for it all. Bennett told him that the new owner was in California working on music stuff, whatever that means. What does that mean to work on music stuff?
I don't know, but also mind your business,
Well,
neighbor.
there is that. That's very, very true. I don't know. This story does go on and on. I suppose we got a couple more minutes. We can
Yeah,
spend
I'm
on it.
enthralled.
We could probably do that. So yeah, they got the Moët Chandon, thousands of bottles, 20 feet tall. Asked who was paying for it all. He said the owner was doing some music stuff in California. Like many residents of Randall Mill Road, this neighbor is white. The Bennetts are black. It seemed like they didn't come from money, the neighbor said, but they had sure found a lot of it. A closing meeting was scheduled for early September at a bank in Alpharetta, north of the city. I wonder why it was mentioned their skin color. Why did
Yeah,
their
it
skin
felt
color
like a
come
weird
in?
comment, but whatever.
Like all of a sudden, why are you talking about skin color?
That
I
was
don't-
super weird. New
Are
Yorker.
we getting way over the top with that whole thing in America now?
I don't know, but
Everything's about skin color now.
yeah, that's New Yorker needs to call. Like, what was that about? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know either. In any case, by then, Lee and the Bennetts had made 3 down payments on the house totaling $700,000, most of which Indiana and Eldridge had delivered in rubber-banded bundles of cash. Lee told the seller's attorney that they would deliver the rest, about $3.5 million, in similar fashion at the closing. He couldn't be there himself, which I suppose makes sense. He said because he was still busy in California. Lee, the lawyer, recalled, said that he represented a variety of entertainers and got paid in a variety of ways, and also said he'd made money in Bitcoin. Well, was he the one guy that made money in Bitcoin?
Right.
Did anybody make money in Bitcoin?
I think if they got out after the big,
The initial?
yeah.
So it's the first one out that makes the money.
I think, yeah, because they had that big, it shot up in price. And then if you got out, but if you still had money in it, I think eventually it dwindled out.
You know, this story goes on for about another half hour. Did you know
Oh,
that?
no.
Yeah, I mean, it goes
I
on
couldn't even
and
get it
on
past the
and
paywall.
on.
Remember I told you I couldn't get in. But how about this? I'll read this article on my off time and jot some notes down.
I am not kidding you. I had to scroll from the top of the screen to the bottom, and it's still not done.
Okay. I'll read
Nice
it.
choice of stories, you
I told you I couldn't get in there.
I said you're crazy.
We had to talk about it. I said, this story looks interesting, but I can't get in there because it's the New Yorker, and I've already...
I don't know if I can go all the way to the bottom and make any sense of the finish of this, because it literally is thousands and thousands of more words.
This will be my homework. I'll tie up the ends for us.
Yeah, tie up the end if you want.
I will.
I seriously, I'm almost at the bottom of the page, and there's the final. Well, probably shouldn't read the final paragraph then.
No,
You're gonna get back to me on
I'll get back to you. I'll do some.
All right.
I'll do some Brit notes, Cliff notes.
Maybe you should have done that before you recommended it.
I literally told you. I said
Don't worry about it.
we had this talk.
Just because it was about an hour and a half long story. Don't worry about it.
Dear listener.
Dear listener.
We had this talk before I jumped on. I said, hey, here's the headline, but I can't get into this one because I've already hit my quota of New Yorker articles.
Yeah, well, I can't get into working with you, but I do it every day.
But you do it
Thank
every
you very
day.
much. Great to be here.
Not on the weekends.
That's true. That's very true.
get a
Then you
break.
hang out with my daughter, so I still have to see you.
You
It's
get
terrible.
a break.
We shall be right back. Yeah. So if we can find a shorter version of that story,
I'm on it.
I'd like to know what happened.
Same.
Because if they gave away $750,000 in cash, how'd they ever get it back?
And then some, because they stole money. So
Yeah,
I'm with you.
exactly.
I will get to the bottom of this.
All right. We'll be right back right after this, ladies and gentlemen. I am so happy to welcome back our longtime friend, Sabre Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, to the show. I've known Steve, the owner, for many years, and I completely trust Sabre to keep my house comfortable, because they always have. Why? Sabre does everything the right way, and they always put the customer first. I love the team at Sabre, because their service experts are experienced NATE certified technicians. They're not salespeople. Their pricing is completely upfront, and they fix only what needs to be fixed, nothing more. Sabre is dedicated to giving customers what they need when they need it and at the fair price, keeping your family safe and comfortable without breaking the bank. Give Sabre Heating and Air Conditioning a try. I know they'll take care of you just like they've taken care of me and my family. Whether you need a new Bryant furnace or air conditioner replaced or just simply need a service call to get you going again, go to saberheating.com. That's SABRE heating.com. Sabre and Bryant, whatever it takes. I'm here with Ben Williams, former defensive end for the Minnesota Vikings. Ben, you were in peak health playing football when you went into kidney failure and needed a transplant. An organ donor saved your life. What do you want people to know?
That's right, Tom. I found out my life was going to have two paths. Either hooked up to a dialysis machine 5 days a week, 4 hours a day for the rest of my life, or receive a kidney transplant. I actually started to lose hope. When I was about to start dialysis, I received a call. My perfect match for a kidney was available. A stranger checked the donor box on their driver's license and saved my life. I actually felt 18 again. Now I want to pay it forward by encouraging others to register. I learned from LifeSource that men register at rates much lower than women. We need more men to check the box at the DMV. When you pass away, that small decision and act can help someone like me.
There are 2,300 people in Minnesota like Ben right now waiting for a life-saving transplant. Make your game plan to be a hero. To learn more, visit life-source.org. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Where are you? Kristyn
San
Burtt.
Diego.
Why are you? It looks like you're outside or something. Why is it so
She's
dark
in your
where you
hotel
are?
room.
Your hotel room's that dark?
It's dark outside.
But it's really dark in there.
I know, but if I put the backlights on, you're just going to get all crazy.
I got to tell you something, Kristyn Burtt. Catherine and I, for some reason, did not watch Succession. What are there, 4 seasons? Something like that? To Succession?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's 3 or 4.
Is it 3 or 4? It's one of those two. But we just started watching it about 3 weeks ago. Kieran McCulkin kills that role.
He's so good. Were you worried that is his true personality? Don't you?
He's that big a prick in real life.
I hope he's not. I love him. Him and Brad Blanks have a funny interactions with each other whenever she interviews him.
That's right.
He's got such dry humor. I love that man.
That guy's hilarious.
Yeah, I love him.
Kieran McCulkin, if you haven't seen it, ladies and gentlemen, is he the youngest brother?
Yes.
He's a brother, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But I think he's the youngest one. You watched the show too?
I haven't watched it. I watched the first 2 episodes.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
And then we went away, but then we came back, and it just gets better and better.
Yeah.
We love it. We love
good.
Me and Justin. That was for sure our jam. We just literally the writing on that is so funny. The way they interact.
You know what I love about him? No matter what you say, McCulkin always responds with something sexual. Always.
Oh yeah.
And I was honest. You know what? I love a piece of toast. I just toasted that girl's ass the other day.
I was like,
Jesus,
so
what?
ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
I know, and then he gets like this weird crush on somebody he shouldn't at work, and it's so zany. I mean, it's like, you are one sick pup, and I love it.
It's true. She just said zany, Kristyn. Did you hear that?
Because it's not good.
I did.
What's happening with you, lady?
It's been interesting. A lot of striking this lady. I'm getting feedback.
You're getting feedback, and you're breaking up like
Yeah,
mad.
you're kind of breaking up a little bit there.
Unfortunately.
Weird.
Nice closet.
Weird. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm not in a closet.
Yeah, we're losing you. I don't know why. Do we try to reboot?
Do you have headphones?
She can't hear you.
I do. I'll have to pull them out. But I can. I think I'll call in.
Yeah, let's do that. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes hotel Wi-Fi can just be
Oh, yeah.
garbage, so that's usually what happens.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
I think you're absolutely right. Why don't you get in your car and drive back to Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Just do that.
Get
Just
off
a
your
quick
ass.
commute back.
Yeah, at the start, I'm like, oh, God, there's at least a 1-second delay here. This
I
is not gonna be
know.
good.
Poor thing. And she was just trying to hold in there,
Well, it's so ridiculous that you pay all that money for a
Yeah.
hotel, and
Yep.
then they're like, here's the internet. Oh, but if you'd like, you can spend another $15 to get actual internet that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
know.
All right, Kristen's here.
I don't feel like talking to her anymore. Forget it.
I already miss her.
Kristyn, how are you?
I'm good. I'm back. Does that sound better?
Way better.
Yeah, actually, it's a nice tone. You got a nice tone on your phone. That's good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's probably just the hotel Wi-Fi. I was just going to say there's just been a lot of strike news going on, and I did a big story yesterday, and I thought this was actually fascinating because actors are starting to realize that they need income coming in because we're now past the 45-day mark for the strike. And of course, the writers are, well into. They've been striking since May. They're turning to Cameo. Do you guys know what Cameo is?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video app. So they have seen a 137% increase in actors either reactivating their account or starting their account to make money. But here's the kind of interesting thing of what they did. They made a deal with SAG-AFTRA. So every time, let's say you buy a cameo from one of the actors, some of the money actually goes into their health and pension. And this is how some of the actors this year are going to make the threshold, which is a little over $26,000, to get their health insurance and guarantee it for 2024.
God, what an amazing story. And that all started because that pig, who's Harry Truman, took Social Security, put it in the general fund. That's what started this whole problem.
Oh.
What an asshole that man was. Well, I had to meet my budget, so I used your money to do it. And I still love the fact that I pay you for 60 years, you get to use the money for free, and then when you give me my money back, you still keep a third of it. Mm-hmm. What is that?
Yeah.
That was all Truman right there. Just what a pig.
Kristyn, something that's been bothering me about this whole writers and actors strike is I have a few friends that are a part of SAG and AFTRA who have not booked a gig in 7 years, and yet they're standing out on the picket line. It kind of upsets me. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Like, I get that we're all in this together, but I'm like, dude, you pay your dues every year. You have not booked I haven't heard your voice or seen you in a movie or a TV commercial. Like, I feel like you should at least have to have yourself be in the mix at least once a year for you to be out. Because I just feel like they're just like, we're all in this together. I'm like, well, no. There's a big difference between you and the people from, the soap operas and the writers from Saturday Night Live. There's a huge disconnect. Am I the only one who feels this way?
No.
I mean, it's a tough business. So I'm going to say that, first of all. And I don't want to judge people who are out, whether they've booked a job or not booked a job. If they want to strike, I think that they have the right to do so. And maybe they think that it's going to make things better for them in the future. And I think maybe that's why a lot of people are out there. But I think that this, in general, they've called this a hot labor summer, and it just doesn't extend to Hollywood. I mean, we saw that, like, UPS was able to avoid a strike, but UPS was like, hey, our part-time workers are not making the same amount of money as our full-time workers. And the full-time workers were willing to go to bat and strike for the part-time workers. They luckily avoided all of that. But I really think you're starting to see people have a reckoning of, like, why is it that CEOs and upper management, their income has skyrocketed, but the working class person are still seeing pay rates from 10, 15 years ago. We're like, oh, we're giving you a 50-cent raise this year. Well, that doesn't, account for the cost of inflation or anything else like that. Hotel workers, I mean, I think that that's why it's like a bigger thing than just what is happening with Hollywood. Hollywood gets all the press because it's the actors and people we know, but I think the labor movement extends beyond.
We're going to have to go, man, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Kristyn, it's just not working. You're breaking up like mad.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, you are. You're breaking up really badly. So are you going to be there again tomorrow?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think. Like, I can try.
We couldn't hear what you just said. Let me put it that way. Yeah, we're going to have to go, unfortunately.
On the same vein that Kristyn was talking about with Cameo, I want you guys to try to guess how much this guy's cameo is worth. So, Brian Cox from Succession, the dad.
Yep.
He does now Arby's and all sorts of weird
I didn't
fast
know he
food.
did Arby's.
Yeah, he does. I don't know. My obsession with Arby's transcends the show. Brian Cox to do a video. Now, keep in mind, these are less than a minute long, sometimes 30 seconds. I see there's a 14-second one he did, 19 seconds, 45 seconds. Less than a minute. How much does it cost to get a Brian Cox video go?
$500.
Does he have to give me the money? I've never understood why people would want to even do. Who cares about that? I would go $2,000.
$689.
Oh, yeah. So you were a lot closer than I was. I thought he would have charged more. I thought we have the meats was Arby's.
They just recently switched, and then he.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, and I think they still have the We Have the Meats guy, but he just like these long monologues, and then I think they got him for McDonald's for a little bit.
Yeah, he was doing McDonald's. Yeah, it was Ving Rhames who did the.
Yeah, Ving Rhames is great. Yeah, I won't like that guy. I haven't seen him in a movie in a while though.
Mission Impossible. He still does the Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched those. What is it? Mission Impossible 55. What is it?
I think what was that, 7 that just came out or whatever it was? 7 or 6 or something? Yeah.
I always liked him, though.
Okay, how about this one? Elijah Wood from Lord of the Rings. Elijah Wood, renowned actor Elijah Wood. How much for a cameo?
Elijah Wood, first off, amazing in the television show Wilfred.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Lord of the Rings, probably a big deal. I would say 600.
I'm going 1,000.
340.
That's it?
I think a steal on that.
You wouldn't even do it for that.
I would do it for way less than that. If somebody paid me $20 to film them a video, I would do that. Rudy's on Cameo, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, go ahead. Guess how much I am.
$20.
Son of a bitch.
Is it?
It's 25.
Okay, well, 25 is good.
Yeah,
I'm just saying for my own, when I would go, yeah. Tom.
Hey, next time, why don't you guess like 500?
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I've been 100 off on everything I've done, so maybe you should be 120.
Thank you.
There you have it.
$25 is a steal.
We're going to call Doug. Kristyn got off the phone. We'll call Doug right now.
Oh, you want to call him now? That sounds good.
Dougie Fresh.
So there you go. So what do they do? People, they call you and ask you to call somebody back? That's what Cameo is?
Cameo is a video they'll send you. So I'm like, hey, Tom Barnard started his own morning show. Hey, Shooter McGavern. Dean Norris from, he's on a bunch of things, but Dean Norris is the, what is he from? The meth show.
Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad,
He's that bald brother-in-law, cop guy, Dean Norris.
He does a lot, yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot. I say, hey, I give him $200 because he's $199. I give him $200 and I say, hey, will you make this video? It's for Tom Barnard. He started his own new morning show, and make a video about that. And he'll say, hey, Tommy, great to see that you're starting a new morning show. How exciting is that? You know, I think though you're the greatest. I think you're gonna go out there and kill it. So they make these videos.
A lot of times, where do they appear?
You send them to the person. So like if it's your birthday or you're having a
it's just like a birthday wish kind of thing.
Yeah, you just have to send them details and they'll make a video about that person. So like for my sister, if I really wanted to send her Brian Cox, when I'd say, hey, my sister Lindsay, she loves Nordstrom's and running, and she is going to hang out by the pool for her birthday. And it'll be like, Lindsay, what are you doing with your life? You've got to get out there. I'm glad you're having a great 40th birthday party. All right.
Why would anyone do that?
It was really big during the pandemic.
Who cares?
When we couldn't do anything during the pandemic, this was like your way of showing some love towards that person.
Was that what it was? I would do it, but I'd only do it if Marlon Brando or Jackie Gleason would do it, and they're dead, so that ain't going to happen.
I think we should get you on Cameo.
Not going to happen.
I'm telling you right now, you can make some dough. Absolutely.
How fun would it be, Tom? Could you just get like a list of things? I could film them. I'll take a cut, obviously.
Oh, there's a shock.
And it would just be you being like, you're a goddamn disaster. Peggy, I hope you have a great birthday. I'm glad that you like cats. You're disgusting. Have a great one.
There you go.
I feel like you would kill it on Cameo.
Yeah, there's a comedian friend of mine that hires out William Hung from American Idol. Remember the guy? She bangs, she bangs. Yep. That guy. Yep. And he's like, hey, I'm William Hung. Come on out and see Adam Ray and Zany's in Chicago this weekend. And does it like once every 2 weeks. It's a blast. The guy is like super fun, and he's not, he's totally aware of who he is, so he makes it even more fun. It's a blast.
Okay, Rudy, I went to yours. What does it mean, $3 message? What does that mean?
I have no idea. What does it mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. To message me is $3?
Message is $3.
I should be charging way more than that. I give them out for free to friends and family all the time. It's lame.
Yeah, you keep sending me bills for our interaction. I called you on the phone yesterday. What does that mean? How much does that rack up?
$7.
Oh!
Yeah. I was trying to think of one person I would give a rat's ass if I got a cameo from them. I can't think of anybody. A video, it's a cameo video?
Yep. I'm sorry, I just said Cameo. But yeah, what? There's not one person you'd be excited to see a video of?
What do I care? Hey, Tom, I don't know you, but I'm going to pretend I do. Why would I want that?
Maybe like, I don't know. Yeah, what if like somebody, Louis Anderson?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Louis from the grave cameo. No, seriously, I was trying to think of one person that I would care if I got a cameo from them.
Yeah,
There
it's
are a lot
not
of
my
people
thing.
I admire.
It's not my thing. I gave one to my sister for her birthday.
And who was the cameo?
It was a reality TV show's mom because I couldn't afford the actual
like $3?
reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
It was like $40. And it was during the pandemic, and I sent it to her because we weren't able to hang out, and it was kind of my way of being like, I miss you, I love you. Here is a silly, and it was super funny, and we kind of laughed over it. I would say, and now our commissioner for fantasy football used to buy one for the beginning of the season. That was kind of like a funny thing you do.
Oh, okay.
But no, I don't want anyone to send me a cameo. I have no interest.
I don't either. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. If you like it, good for you. I had no problem with you liking it. I just don't know who I would care if they sent me a cameo.
Priscilla, Priscilla, our neighbor, who, again, loves you. Priscilla got a one from her friend that was from her family, who was Lance Bass from NSYNC.
Oh, from NSYNC, okay.
And he said each member of the family, and her daughter's name is McKenna, but she said McKeena. And so to this day, we always
Who the hell would say McKeena?
McKeena. And happy birthday from Brian, Josie, and McKeena. And so to this day, we'll be like, McKeena, come here.
See, right there would piss me off forever. It's like, so you get paid money, and you don't even bother to pronounce my name correctly.
It would make us laugh forever.
Oh, if you think that's bad, there is a cameo where Smokey Robinson says, I want to wish a happy, how does he say it? Chikawa or something? They spelled Hanukkah like the traditional.
Chanukah.
Chanukah. That's what it is.
Yep.
There's audio of it. Let me see if I can find it because
I've heard
that
it.
is hilarious.
Happy Chanukah. Yes, absolutely.
That would kill me. That would
Wouldn't
make
you
me laugh.
check?
You would. I would think so, but
You know what I like to do, and I got to be very honest with you. I get a call probably 3-4 times a year to call someone who was a big listener, is now on their deathbed, and those are very rewarding.
yeah.
The last one I did, I won't say the guy's name. He's a very, very nice guy, but he, on his deathbed, and he and I talked on the phone for a long time, laughing and joking, all the rest of it. He hung up and died.
Oh my God.
That was very, very special to me. That the people that I was the last person that got to talk to him. I thought that was so. I didn't know the guy, never met him, but he was a big fan.
Yeah.
Now, see,
So it
Tom,
was
you could be
great.
paying a premium. You could be getting paid for those deathbed wishes.
Yeah, deathbed wishes.
Yeah,
But
see?
you're going to have to give me some cash
But
first.
for only $3.99, I can send you into the abyss with my voice.
Yeah, here's Smokey Robinson screwing up Hanukkah.
God.
I was contacted by your sons, Jeff and Jared, and they wanted me to wish you happy Chanukah. I have no idea what Chanukah is, but happy Chanukah because they said so. Anyway, God bless you, babe, and enjoy Chanukah. Have a wonderful time.
Why wouldn't you check how to say it?
Because they're knocking these out.
Oh, God. Well, that's exactly why they shouldn't do it. If you can't get it right, then get the hell off, right? I don't know, I just another one of those deals that doesn't appeal to me at all. I was trying to think of anybody, if they sent me one, if I would care. But, see, I'm in a different position because I've met just about everybody I've ever admired. So that it's not fair for me to have an opinion on that.
I think it means more because somebody thought about you and knew the person you would like, and there's a sweetness to that. You're right. I don't want anyone to send me a cameo, but there are people in my life that know that I have an obsession with certain stars, and if they did that, it would make me feel good because they knew me well.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't want people spending money on cameos for me.
Okay, I got to move on to Dick Sprinehalll. He's here to do a commercial with us. Mr. Sprinehalll, how you doing?
Very, very funny, Tomas.
Have you ever done a cameo?
I got one a couple of years ago from Tom Ryan, and it was really, really well produced. It was Donny Osmond doing a song and dance routine for my birthday, but it was cut in such a way that you could tell that they would just put in different people's names because they wouldn't have a close-up shot when they did the name, but my name would show up and, behind the chorus line, flashing LED lights that said Doug. It was really pretty clever, and I thought it was good. And Brittany's right. The fact that he took the time to source that out and send it to me, I think that really was what was special about it.
When are you going to bring Tom Ryan back in the studio? I love that guy.
Well, the boy does travel quite a bit.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's addicted. We've talked about this to frequent flyer miles. But he does put him to good use. He and his wife will jet off to Italy for a week from time to time, and it's all free. But I'd love to get him back in because he's just a gifted storyteller and a really, really funny guy and a great friend. So
great guy. He's a really good guy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on the line, Doug Sprinthal live, and the new GM from Flagship Ford in Baldwin, Wisconsin. Home of my new EV Ford Mustang, online, flagshipford.com. That's flagshipford.com. Doug Sprinthal, what is the latest, Pally?
I started watching Suits last night. Everybody told me it was great. I could barely make it through the first episode.
Horrible.
I just wanted to go in there and beat the shit out of almost every character. They were just the most obnoxious people in the world. And I know a lot of attorneys, and I guess there's a couple that are like that, but that's not really the way they are. It's just stupid.
Except for Michael Bryan's actually that big a dink. Is
yeah,
that what you're
like
saying?
I said, most of them, but there are exceptions.
I love that. That makes me happy every morning.
I'll tell you a funny story. I got my sense of humor from my mom. It was probably, 10 years ago. She's in a retirement community. She says, Mom, I'm just curious, when you're at, knitting or crochet class, talking to your friends, you've got a son who's a used car salesman, a daughter who's an attorney, and the other one that works for Health and Human Services, the state of Minnesota. What do you tell your friends? She goes, it's easy. I tell them I have one kid.
Well, see, that works.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Absolutely. I am, no question about it. But I got to be honest with you, Doug, and I know I bring it up all the time, and I probably shouldn't, but man, do I miss seeing you every Thursday.
I know. I miss doing that too. It was the 10 years that we did that. I thought, I can't believe I'm actually getting paid to hang out with Tom and screw around on the air. It's wonderful. The ultimate low effort, high reward job.
What do you mean low effort? You were killing it.
Yeah, sure I was. Yeah.
Typical.
We're just amateurs, and it's interesting to work with somebody like you that's been doing this a long time. Not to be a butt kisser, but you make it look so easy. And I remember in the old days when you'd go on vacations and they'd have guest hosts come in on the morning show, and it was almost always a complete disaster. Even Louis Anderson, who was just great, couldn't do it. And I thought, well, there obviously is a lot more to this than meets the eye. Although every once in a while on the podcast, I just mess with you because one thing I've learned about radio people, the one thing that they absolutely hate is dead air.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's just like it's a reflex that you guys all have. It's like your eyes get big and your blood pressure goes up and you just, fill the void. So anyway. So
I got to ask you, business must be good because I get people on the street ask me, so where's Flagship? Because I want to go see Doug.
It is good, and this is working. We knew it would. It's taken a little longer, I think, than it was different before when I was representing 15 or 20 brands.
Yeah.
Not everybody is in the market for a pickup truck or or an Explorer, but we've had a lot of people drive in from the cities and contact me from all over the metro, and actually. Got a guy that's going to lease a Mach-E just like yours, I think, in the next month. It's up in Sauk Center, so it's good. It's good for our business, and we appreciate that. We love all the listeners that reach out, and I'm happy that it's proof that the podcast is working. I think I'm equally happy for you guys. So thanks for all that. If people have car questions, new or used, you can always reach me at Doug@flagshipford.com. and I'd be happy to answer your questions or help you navigate the purchase process if necessary.
Every time you talk about that or anybody talks about it, I do cringe a little bit because the term Mach-E is very, very negative. People don't realize that. Do you know what a Mach-E is?
No.
It's a very, very derogatory term for a certain group of people.
Really?
Yes.
Can we name the group, or are we going to get in trouble?
Jews. Calling a Jew a Mach-E is not a good thing.
I never knew that.
Nobody knows that, but you have to remember I grew up in North Minneapolis, and everybody west of Penn Avenue. And I didn't even know. I know the one line that was used once on National Lampoon. A guy was arguing with a Jewish guy, and he said, Typical gabardine stroking Maki. Like, what?
Wow.
I don't know what.
That's a creative slur.
Yeah, it really is. There's no question about it. I don't know the derivation of it. I don't know where it came from, and I haven't heard that in decades now. It was a long time.
I'm going to have to look that up. And the interesting side of it from the car side is when they first brought that car out, they really promoted the name Mustang. They called it Mustang Mach-E. And there was a lot of gearheads that pushed, that's not a real Mustang, it's an electric toy, and blah, 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 blah. And there was this backlash. Ford sort of pivoted a little bit and stopped calling it a Mustang Mach-E, and they just now refer to it as a Mach-E. So I don't know.
Whatever.
It's a cool car. Who cares what name's on it? I mean,
I understand
this
that.
is the company that named a car the Ford Probe. They're not great with names, but they build pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, the Probe. That's another one. You really named your car the Probe?
I mean, how stoned do you think they were when that went through the board? Holy buckets.
You're right. I never even thought of that. There is a car called a Probe. Why?
Well, design it for women. It'll be spectacular.
It'll be unbelievable. No question about it. So now you're coming in studio in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. Now, and we're trying to do the first Thursday of the month, but you guys are going to be off, so we'll do it
because
the
of the
second.
holiday.
And I got to call Tom anyway. Maybe I can get him to come in. I've got a couple ideas for some interesting guests, and one guy who a really good friend of ours, who just reunited with his birth father. He'd never met him, and the guy's 50 or so. He told me the story. I'm like, this would be really good on the podcast. It's pretty cool. So I'll dig up somebody cool, and we'll be on 2 weeks from this Thursday.
Sounds great.
What are you going to do on your week off? Anything exciting planned, or just hanging out with the grandkids, or what's up?
We're going to go to the cashiers in North Carolina. The cashier
okay.
mart. Yeah, very, very nice there. I've been there just briefly. Catherine's never been there. And so we just, we've always wanted to go there. Just really spectacularly beautiful. You just fly into Asheville, hang around. And by the way, Asheville, I love that town anyway. It's a great town. You just hang out in Asheville for a while, and you drive on over to the cashiers, hang out there. The whole area. The Carolinas are much more beautiful than people who've never been there realize.
Right about that. That's on my retirement community checklist, and I don't really want a lot of people to know. As a matter of fact, if you're interested, my stepmom just put her and my dad's house for sale. It's probably northwest of where you're going to be, about 40 miles on top of a mountain.
Okay,
it's just absolutely beautiful.
So you're going to buy it?
Yeah, I don't have that podcast DJ kind of money, Tom. You know that.
Okay, nice try.
I got 3 kids in college. I'm glad I can afford gum right now.
You got that right, and one of them's where, in China or something?
Korea.
Korea, there you go. That's got to be a little spendy, I imagine.
Actually, it's through the University of London, and tuition there, it's about what the U of M is. It's in the mid-20s, but the year that she's in Korea, it's about half of that. So it's quite a bit less than what we pay for the normal year for her. So
magnificent. All right, Pally. Well,
the problem is she won't be back until June, so that totally sucks.
Yeah, that part does. I'd have a very hard time with that. You're absolutely right. I understand your sorrow.
Well, I know that you do, because your kids went to college all the way across on the other side of the Mississippi.
They did. As a matter of fact, remember that. We'll close with this. Catherine, I'm sitting around moping at the house because Andy and Alex moved out the same day to go to college. And she goes, "What's the matter with you?" I said, "What do you mean, what's the matter with me? Our kids don't live with us anymore." She said, "It's an 11-minute drive."
Yeah, calm down. Take them to lunch.
It's not the same as living in my house, though, damn it.
I know. It really isn't.
No, I get it. You know, those few times that the kids are actually spending the night at the house, I get all kind of squishy inside, and then I realize, yeah, they're just using this for a hotel. They have no interest in being here whatsoever. Maybe they'll have dinner, and that's about it. But that's life. I mean, as a parent, you just got to deal with it. Brittany will find out what this is like in about 18 or 19 years.
I'm literally, as you guys are talking, because I was feeling emotional, looking at a picture Wendy sent of me and Go-Go at the fair she's got food on her face, powdered sugar.
I know she's not looking at me because she's smiling.
She's smiling.
She's smiling, so it's not Uncle Tom.
No, she's not mean-mugging Tom.
No, it's true. All right, Dougie, we will talk to you tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yep, I'll talk to you guys then. Have a great day. Enjoy the beautiful weather. It's going to be gorgeous today.
It is absolutely spectacular. Thanks, Doug.
Bye, Doug.
Over and out.
Ladies and gentlemen, longtime friend of the Tom Barnard Show, Doug Sprinthal, Flagship Ford in Baldwin, Wisconsin. Online, it's flagshipford.com. That's flagshipford.com. We'll be back in seconds.
What can Hubbard Interactive do for your business? Let's take a listen and find out what they did for one local company, Steve the Window Guy.
I'm Sally, and I'm a digital brand strategist here at Hubbard Interactive. We met with Melissa from Steve the Window Guy, and she was looking for help with their video advertising strategy. So we helped build a comprehensive plan for streaming TV and YouTube ads.
And Melissa, tell us how it's been getting your message out with help from Hubbard Interactive.
I've been working with them for 5 years, and what I've learned is that they have both the experience and the depth inside their team to help me solve any creative marketing challenge that I've got. So over the years, I've moved from streaming TV to YouTube ads, and now we're moving towards SEO. And I'm loving the results that I'm seeing.
Is there anything else you want business owners out there to know about Hubbard Interactive?
I am so grateful for the entire team at Hubbard Interactive for effortlessly understanding our business and our marketing vision, and then always delivering only the best results.
To find out how our experts can help your business grow, get in touch today at hubbardinteractive.com.
Hi, this is Tom Barnard here for Power Lodge and Miller Marine. Attention all power sports enthusiasts. This August, we invite you to celebrate with Power Lodge as we hit a major milestone, 25 years of bringing action and excitement to Minnesota as your go-to destination for all things marine and power sports. Each of our locations will host a local community appreciation day. Join us in Brainerd, Ramsey, Onamia, or Sauk Rapids as we roll out the red carpet with delicious food, amazing prizes, fantastic giveaways, and unbeatable special pricing. We'll be raffling off a variety of Polaris ATVs and snowmobiles. Check out powerlodge.com for event dates nearest you. Throughout August, we've got something special planned. Follow us on social media as we unveil 25 days of deals on the latest off-road and on-road vehicles, boats, and supplies from the top brands in power sports. That's right, 25 days of back-to-back incredible offers. You won't want to miss this. So mark your calendars and get in on the action during our 25th anniversary. Power Lodge, where your adventure begins. On MyPillow's 20-year anniversary with over 80 million pillows sold, Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on their MyPillows. Queen-size MyPillow's regular price is $69.98, now only $19.98 and just $10 more for king size. MyPillow's patented fill adjusts your exact individual needs to help you get the best sleep ever. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to get Mike's amazing offer on the queen-size MyPillow for only $19.98. Enter promo code TOM. In addition to this special anniversary offer on the MyPillows, you will also receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, My Slippers, and so much more. Take advantage of the biggest sale in MyPillow's history. Go to MyPillow.com, use promo code TOM to take advantage of Mike's special offer on his MyPillow. That's MyPillow.com, promo code TOM. You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you. Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
Yeah.
Back, 820. What?
I was trying to guess what you were going to say.
Yeah, baby.
I thought you were going to go, yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. I was going to do that. I forgot to do it, though. I'm sorry. I dropped the ball on you. I was actually going to say 8:27, 27 minutes after 8 o'clock. News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. What's going on, Buster?
Oh, I was just thinking back to the good old days when you guys were, Doug was talking about the Ford Probe. One of my best friends had a Ford Probe. Oh, my God, did we make fun of him forever about it. And his probe was black. So, I mean, there was all kinds of good stuff.
I understand that completely. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Egert with us live you're out at the fair right now, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I'm enjoying a piece of $3 pizza off a piece of paper.
Pizza at 8:30 in the morning. That's good.
Okay, Chris, I'm not making fun of the time you're eating because I get that you wake up early, but I am making fun of you making it just showed me who you are as a person when you made such a big stance about not paying for one item, and I think you bought something every day.
Yeah, that's who I am, Brittany. I talk a lot of S, and then when it comes right down to it, I'm nothing. I'm weak. I give in to everything. Yeah.
All right, good. We got insight. I like it.
Yeah.
Throw worthless in there. Come on.
Worthless.
I am worthless, but I do work hard. I'll give myself that.
You are a hard worker.
You're all worthless and weak. Remember that from Animal House?
Yes, and that is also confirmed.
Fantastic.
I'm very weak.
So what's going on? I was watching you this morning. You're working way too hard.
Yes, sir.
There's no question about that. So what's going on in the news? Anything big in the news for the state of Minnesota?
What do we have for today's? There's a real kerfuffle that's been kind of developing to something more and more the last couple days, maybe week or so. There's some unclear language in a state law for school resource officers, and more school resource officers are pulling out of being in school for the start of the school year. I think we had another, was it Redwood Falls out in western Minnesota? Another school district decided that they're going to pull their officer because I think the idea, the Police Chiefs Association and some of the law enforcement groups basically are saying that this language is so unclear that they think the officers could be in danger for jumping in and trying to break something up and using a certain amount of force. And I think they're trying to protect the officers and telling them not to even go in schools, which this has been kind of an ongoing issue. You know, if you guys will recall, after like all the George Floyd stuff, a lot of the big districts pulled the officers out of schools anyway, just for to make a kind of a political statement. And so now, some of these officers are going to start going back into schools, and now it's even unclear whether or not they're going to do that. So, yeah, that was our top story today.
I have a question for you about that. When are we going to realize we do need law enforcement in America?
Well, I feel like maybe the scale's starting to tip a little bit on that, given everything that's been going on, but I don't know. Maybe not.
I got to be honest. Look, I grew up in the toughest neighborhood in the entire state of Minnesota, and I have never had 1 minute problem with a cop. Never. I've been pulled over. I've been questioned on the street, all the rest of it. They never, I was a bigger kid, too, so you'd think if you're going to rough somebody up, you'd pick the bigger kid to do it to. But why is it that every time that I engage with the police, it was never a problem?
Yeah, it's definitely at a crossroads. Probably has been for a while, but I do see more people in communities like North Minneapolis, like real people who live there, not not politicians who claim to represent them, but real people who live there speaking out more and going, listen, we want you and we need you here. Are there some things that could change? Absolutely. But yeah.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Chris. I'm very serious about this. The best thing that you could do for the people in those neighborhoods is keep your nose out of their business. It's none of your business whether they need police or you don't. You don't need the police out at Whispering Acres because you're behind a gate. You live in a gated community, so you don't need cops. It's not. I am so tired of upper middle class people sticking their nose in everybody else's business. I'm really tired of it. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody sometimes what is supposed to be, well, I don't even want to say well-intended because I don't even know that it's well-intended.
Yeah, I don't either.
If it's just there for the optics of it, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. just go about your business, get the hell out of the way, and that would be good. Pay your taxes and everything will be you're good to go, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
It's really. What do we have? Any new school shootings or mass shootings we should know about? There were 2 days in a row this week, were there not?
There was one in North Carolina yesterday, and prior to that, the day before that, there was a thing that went down in Jacksonville at a dollar store.
So the first guy was a honky that decided he hated black people, from what I understand.
Yep.
And then there was an Asian kid was the second one, wasn't he?
Yeah, I haven't read up a lot about the situation that happened in North Carolina yesterday.
Yeah,
but
not a lot.
Hasn't been much said about it, which you can also draw your own conclusions from that. The other one that happened over the weekend did get a lot of publicity. Yeah, I don't know. It's all kind of depressing, really. But we've got the fair going on, so that's fun.
I like it. We'll get off of mental illness and go to a different kind of mental illness called the state fair.
Yeah, like eating $3 pizza at 8 in the morning.
Yeah, baby.
I love that. Is it good pizza?
It is pretty good. Listen, you can't get a lot for $3 out here. I'm loving it. I've been out here for 12 years straight, and I didn't even know this place was a thing. It's very exciting.
Yeah, $3. We do have to stop and go, how did you get any item for $3 at the state fair? That is impressive, Chris.
For sure. And I as a cheap type guy and a practical guy, I love the practicality of serving it on a piece of pizza or a piece of paper.
Well, I believe there's the pizza stand that has the $3 pizza, and then I think there's $1.50 hot dogs somewhere, but they are as
Costco.
They are as literally as plain as you can possibly get it. It is white bun, 4.5-inch dog. You just get ketchup. There's no relish. There's no nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I shouldn't be knocking 4.5 inches, right, Brian?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's plenty. It's plenty size. It's great.
I'd like to point something out.
The bun's big. The bun's too big.
Yeah. That's on the buns.
I got to point something out, ladies and gentlemen. We're just talking about mass shootings in Jacksonville, Florida, then another mass shooting yesterday. As we're talking about this, I didn't hear Brian come in. I look up and he's standing right next to me.
Yeah, you did not. Your whole body language changed right when Brian came in, Tom. It was so funny. All of a sudden, I was like, what is Tom upset about? I'm like, oh, he got alarmed.
No, I didn't really get alarmed. I just went, I don't like Brian standing this close to me.
Yeah,
That's what's the problem.
Got that ninth grader in the hallway who talks to himself kind of vibe.
You do.
Be nice to that kid in the cafeteria.
That's always why. That's my motivation for being your friend, Brian. Right there.
Brian's fine. It's the AR-15 he has with him.
Yes.
It's very awesome.
Well,
Yes.
Wearing camouflage.
That's my style.
He's got it all going. So you and Brian should talk news for a second, Chris Egert.
I would love to, but I got a jet. I'm already past my time. I'm
big
sorry.
baby.
I'm
all right.
sorry.
We'll talk to you for
Bye.
3 minutes tomorrow.
Bye, Chris.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
Bye, you hunyuck. News brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh for your free 48-minute financial evaluation. Chris Egert. I love working with Chris Egert. I tell you that all the time, but it's true. I've always liked him.
He's so likable. It's annoying.
He really is. It is annoying how likable he is.
He's so likable. Every time he fumbles or does this and you want to make fun of him, you're like, I can't. You're just so dang sweet.
Kind of like Bryan Miller. He's
Brian
just
Miller
so
is
nice.
So epic.
So nice.
Well, he agrees with me. That's
Yeah.
real good.
I'm a real peach.
I'm fantastic. I'll have you know, Tom. So what's happening, Brian?
Not much. I'm getting ready to headline Acme.
Wonderful.
Doing my big week, and then I'm also running the contest next week. We have the funniest person in the Twin Cities contest coming up. The finals.
That's coming up already? Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, it's already the finals.
Right after the holiday, we always do. Yeah. God. So it'll be the Wednesday after the finals. So I'm hosting that, and then I have a couple of special guests, and we'll pick a winner.
Ooh, do I get to hear who the special guest, or is it a surprise?
I actually can tell you the special guest. It is. Do you want to know?
Oh
yeah, give it to us.
It is Greg Coleman, Elise Cole, and Nate Abshire.
Oh really? Nate was just in studio last week.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I just saw him yesterday.
Great
guy. He's all right.
No, he's okay. You're absolutely right. He's not a great guy. He's okay,
He's decent on stage, I guess.
Very. That's real. What a. Now, do you invite Sansevier to this stuff?
Bob won't come down. Bob won't come to downtown.
No, he won't. He won't go downtown ever again.
No, I have definitely mentioned to him that tickets would be happily provided for him.
You leave him there just like Will Ferrell in Talladega Nights.
Yeah,
You
for
leave
their
him there
dad.
just
There's
in
always
hopes.
2 empty seats in the front, Brian. That's where Bob would have been.
I love that so much. I can't even tell you. What a goofball that man is. I've known him for 35 years or something?
I think so. Unfortunately, I've known him for a long time too. I mean, not obviously as long, but I remember hanging out with him when I was 21 in Vegas for the KQ Morning Show, and he was I remember back then being "You are a ridiculous man," and he's gotten worse. More ridiculous.
There's no question about that.
More stubborn, eats the top of his pizza, worst man I've ever met, love him.
Stacks up the crust.
Throws up the crush.
Oh, he stands it up, and then he throws it.
Yeah, for sure.
I knew he did the cheese, but I didn't know he literally threw all the crust away. The whole thing.
Well, he used to. I don't know if
Yeah.
he still does, but he used to.
He claims he'll always give it to a dog. But I don't know
idea.
which dog he's finding. So he used to drive Gelfand crazy because he would, before him just taking the cheese right off the pizza, he would take a bunch of shredded mozzarella, put it in the microwave at KQ, heat it up, and then bring it in the studio and eat it. Can you imagine how disgusting that A smelled and B looked?
Mm-hmm.
That was his.
Bob smelled and looked bad?
Yeah,
Is what
that
you're
was
saying?
his big snack. It
Oh, yeah.
was almost every day he would do that, and I was in a different studio, but I'd see him with his weird mound of melted cheese, just being like, "You have no shame."
Do you put it in a cup or on a plate?
On a plate.
I feel like a mug would be the I mean, don't you
You're
think
right, though. You're not wrong.
It preserves.
But the mystery of what's in the mug always
The
throws
modesty
me.
of the mug doesn't. You don't see
Yeah.
all the cheese.
And then just act like it's coffee.
Okay, I have to ask 2 questions here.
Yes.
Just out of the blue. Did anybody ever get a hold of Duran Duran?
We tried yesterday, but that is still up. I've never heard back from their
so
people or
they're
from the
probably
state
not gonna
fairs
get
people. So
They might not be coming in town. I haven't talked to those guys in, was it 35 years now,
Yeah.
something like that?
Yeah,
It's probably been that long.
Yeah, it would probably be over the phone, regardless what day they were getting
Yeah.
to town anyway. But yeah, I haven't heard back yet. So
Yeah, for people that maybe don't know this, or because we were talking about it before, but I traveled. I was the record guy that took Duran Duran around America.
Oh,
So
for
cool.
The first couple of years that they were a group, pretty much up and down the central part of the United States, actually. And so I just haven't seen those guys. Last time I saw them, they were at the. God, was it still? What was the old building in St. Paul called again? The Civic Center? Just the St. Paul Civic Center?
St. Paul Civic Center, sure. Yeah.
Worst building ever on
It's
earth.
awful. Yeah.
Remember what Steve Martin did in that building?
No.
Because the seats were so far away from the stage, you couldn't get near the stage. So he's center stage. He walks out, and I'll hold this up, but he walks on the stage and he's looking around, and there are 16,000 people. I think it's seated 16,000. I think. He said, "I've waited to come to the St. Paul Civic Center to do my world famous dime trick." He holds up a dime. Oh, okay.
That's funny.
That ought to go over huge. But yeah, they were at, I don't know, I think it was still the Civic Center the last time that I saw those guys. And I'd love to, I should probably go over there and say hello to them. But yeah, a hell of a note. That's all I'm saying.
Can I ask you a question and be honest? What do you think of their music?
Duran Duran?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay.
I wasn't knocked out by
Yeah.
it.
I think that they're much like Wham.
Yeah, I can see that.
In the vein that they are incredibly talented musicians, but their music is grating on my ears.
I will tell you, Andy Taylor. Andy's not with them anymore. I don't think.
I don't think so.
There are 3
Maybe.
Taylors: John Taylor, Andy Taylor, and Roger Taylor, and they're not related.
Really? I just always assumed they were.
That's
Everybody does.
insane.
Isn't that hilarious?
How does that even happen? Like, I know Taylor's at least somewhat common, but that's actually insane.
Andy Taylor at the what are those hotels again? There's a big open space in the middle of them. They're like 10 stories tall.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
What are those things called?
The Embassy Suite.
Embassy Suites. That's exactly right. So Andy Taylor's at an Embassy Suites, and he calls me up to the room. He goes, "Tom, I'm going to talk to you for a second. Come upstairs." So I go upstairs. I visit him. I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "I wanted you to see this." because in the middle of that, he was up on the eighth floor, I believe it was. In the middle, there was always a bar, people sitting around a bar in the middle of that big cavern or whatever. He goes, Tom, watch this. Walks over to the railing with a wastebasket full of water and dumps it on him. What are you doing? So from 8 stories, this water comes raining down on the bar area.
Wow!
Like, Jesus, Andy. So I had a little splaining to do after that one.
Yeah.
Because it was my job to explain why he would have done something like that, which I still don't know. You know, that was part of that job that I loved, to tell you the truth. You ever heard of Billy Crash Craddock?
Why have I heard that name?
He's a country western singer. This is, 40 years
The
ago.
crash part is what really
The
sticks.
crash, yeah. He was called Billy Crash Craddock because he was a running back, I think it's South Carolina, University of South Carolina, because he would crash into the whatever. But same deal. We're at the Embassy Suites. You can hear this noise because there's a big cavern out there, just this open space. You can hear this really loud noise. And Billy comes out wearing a T-shirt and boxer shorts. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, do you hear that noise? I said, no, I didn't hear anything. He goes, well, there's got to be something. So he went outside. He looked over the road. He's in his underwear now. We look over, and a fight had broken out in the bar. He runs to the elevator and gets involved in the fight.
Oh, my God.
An elevator to a fight.
He
That's
goes
a blast.
down 8 floors and gets involved in the fight.
Like, do you get more revved up in the elevator, or do you calm down a little bit on the 8 floors?
I just see him in there stretching.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
little shadow boxing
Like,
before
I'd
he
be
gets down there.
mortified. I'd be like, okay, as that elevator's going down, I'd be like, I need to reevaluate my life. Like, by the time I got down there, I'd be like, all right, and like walk and go to the bathroom or something instead.
That was so much fun.
What if somebody gets off on like the 5th floor? You have even more
Keep
time
up
to
the
think about it.
energy.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
Not
right.
the top floor, not the right
And
yet.
people are rolling in their suitcases. Oh, excuse us, we're on our honeymoon, you know. And so you have to like keep that revved up energy. That's awkward.
I want to get in a brawl at the Embassy Suites now.
Yeah,
That sounds
absolutely.
fun.
There's one right over on 494. Isn't
Yeah,
there?
we could go start one.
Yeah, it's 494.
I mean, there's no better cardio than a fight. I'll tell you that. And I need some good cardio in my life, so I'm in.
You know, one of the reasons I had to do that job, take all these entertainers around, because a lot of them would say really, really not very nice things to people.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I always had to straighten it out. And it's like, oh, you know, he didn't really mean it. He was just joking around and blah, 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 blah.
I bet you it's even worse now.
Oh, I guarantee it's worse now.
Because people blow up so quickly now. Like, I think there's something to be said when you are dealing with a rock star that's been on the road for a while, earned their dues, and kind of learned that they can lose in a fight and all these things. But people that blow up now, sometimes that like overnight fame or that, you know, 1 year and all of a sudden they're doing these big Coliseum or whatever, they didn't really learn how to buffer themselves, how to whatever. And I think those are the people that like it could be way worse.
Oh, the worst one ever, and I won't even say who did it.
I was just
because
going to say, who's the
it's
worst one ever?
Oh, God. I will never forget this. Big, you know, Minneapolis, St. Paul was the hub of the record industry as far as, you know, the music lands and the Liebermans.
Yeah.
All of it. Sam Goody was out of music land, all the rest of it. So we out there, and one of the presidents of a division out there was a big fan of this person. This guy was a huge star, and he was actually a really nice guy. He was a country singer, so he had a little bit of an edge to him. And we're sitting there, so like where Brittany is where I am. The artist is where I'm sitting, and the president of the company is where Brian's sitting. And he says, oh, I wanted to tell you one thing. I want to show you something. He reaches back and grabs a picture of this very, very pretty woman, and she's wearing a crown. And he goes, I wanted you to see this, by the way. This is my wife, and she was not just one time, but 2-time Miss, and I don't want to say what she was Miss on.
Yeah.
But it was a beauty contest. She goes, she won it not only 1 year, but 2 years in a row. And I thought, he turns around, puts the thing back. As he turns around, the artist looks at me and goes, hey, Tommy, how many guys do you think she had to F to win that title?
Oh, my God.
Okay, I got a job ahead of me here today. Yeah. This is going to be tough.
Oh.
I used to go through that all the time.
My jaw would have been, I would have been sweating profusely. Like if I was you in that situation, just automatically.
Making it worse?
Yeah.
I say to the guy, "Oh, he's just kidding," and he goes, "No, I'm not."
I know, double down.
He's like, no, I want a
Double
number.
down.
Give me an over/under.
Yeah.
Like,
7.
Oh my God.
And that guy was Garth Brooks.
Yeah,
Right.
Garth
Who
Brooks,
would have
after all.
thought?
That's what
He
the
was
song
as
The
big as
Dance is
Garth
about.
The dance.
It was not Garth Brooks, but he was that big. He was as big a star as Garth Brooks. So
Wow.
Oh my.
you could probably guess who it was if you thought about it for a while. But the look on that president's face is like, I can't really attack him. He's much bigger than me.
Yeah.
Well, holy God. Yeah, you hear some things, man.
And do you actually take that kind of stuff personally? Like, because I know you would be pretty pissed if somebody
So you
made
said that about my wife?
Yeah.
Yes, I would be
Yeah, I would
quite
take that.
upset.
But if they said it generically, like if somebody said like, yeah, your wife's so, made some comment, had never met her, didn't say her actual name. You know how it's like we talk about like my mom, your mom jokes,
Sure.
and how you don't even think about your mom when you say it.
Yeah.
If somebody threw a generic one at you about Catherine, but like didn't say Catherine, didn't ever meet your wife, but said something about her.
You know the circle.
Yeah.
I have a family,
Yeah.
and there's a circle around us. Stay outside the circle.
Yeah.
You come in the circle, it's your ass. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
And God forbid you don't defend your wife and she finds out
Well,
about
exactly.
it. I mean, it's not even worth the risk.
No, you're absolutely right. Oh my God, we're blowing through the show. See, as soon as Brian shows up, are you at Acme this week?
This week, Wednesday to Saturday.
Wednesday to Saturday. So tomorrow through Saturday.
Yeah.
And then next week it's the contest.
Yep, next week doing the contest on a Wednesday. God. I'm hard to get rid of.
I've noticed over the years, Brian.
I've actually been in the building the whole time since last time I was here. Like the movie Parasite. I've been sleeping in the basement.
I was waiting for you the whole time. We do have to take a break. It's coming up. Got a lot of great stuff still coming up on the show. I'm sure glad the miserable heat dome is now behind us. Fall may be just the best part of summer. You know that. Along with the cooler, shorter fall days, it's one of the best times in Minnesota for landscape plantings. ProTurf did my landscape this spring and killed it. They did a magnificent job. Catherine's very happy. Rick had some great ideas for my yard, and they can do the same for yours. A good fall established planting is much more likely to survive a summer drought than a following year. A ProTurf certified landscape designer can help you design a landscape that not only looks nice, but will also increase the value of your home. Fall is not only a great time to plant, but also a great time for hardscape patios, walkways, and retaining walls. ProTurf is a Minnesota original, family-owned business since 1982, as a matter of fact. 41 years serving Minnesota. We care for lawns, landscapes, and irrigation systems where we live. If the weeds in your lawn are out of control, fall is the best time to get a head start for next year. Let them put together a 3 to 5 step program. It's safe, it's effective, guarantees results. If you want the best landscape on the block, ProTurf is ready to give you your free landscape or lawn estimate and analysis. Visit www.professionalturf.com and click estimates for lawn care, landscaping, or schedule an irrigation service visit.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Hi, this is Tom Barnard here for Power Lodge and Miller Marine. Attention all power sports enthusiasts. This August, we invite you to celebrate with Power Lodge as we hit a major milestone, 25 years of bringing action and excitement to Minnesota as your go-to destination for all things marine and power sports. Each of our locations will host a local community appreciation day. Join us in Brainerd, Ramsey, Onamia, or Sauk Rapids as we roll out the red carpet with delicious food, amazing prizes, fantastic giveaways, and unbeatable special pricing. We'll be raffling off a variety of Polaris ATVs and snowmobiles. Check out PowerLodge.com for event dates nearest you. Throughout August, we've got something special planned. Follow us on social media as we unveil 25 days of deals on the latest off-road and on-road vehicles, boats, and supplies from the top brands in power sports. That's right, 25 days of back-to-back incredible offers. You won't want to miss this. So mark your calendars and get in on the action during our 25th anniversary. Power Lodge, where your adventure begins. They take those guys around protecting them from one another. Oh, we were just talking about taking superstars around, and it's not an easy job, I will tell you that.
Can you, if off the top of your head, can you think of like the most embarrassing thing you've ever said like that, where you like?
I was probably drinking, so no.
No recollection.
No recollection of it. That's not really my deal to say. Kind of like, I wonder how many guys you have.
I mean, that's
to win
a
that.
pretty rough.
That's
one.
pretty rough.
I'll tell you the one that I was in Texas and I was talking to this comic and. He mentioned Chad Daniels, so I started telling him this story.
Oh, sure.
True Chad Daniels story. But it's a short version of it. He's a joke joint. Everyone's doing badly. And Chad comes in, and there's the one guy supposed to close the open mic, and this comedian says, nope, I'm closing it. I don't care if Chad's here. I'm closing it. Well, of course, Chad does great. No one else did great. Chad does great. And then the guy just bombs following Chad. Just bombs. And so I'm telling this comedian in Texas this story. Oh, the guy's name is Ted. I'm telling this guy about this comedian named Ted. And then the guy looks at me, and he says, yeah, I'm Ted. He'd gained like 30 pounds and lost a bunch of hair.
Oh, God.
And I am S-talking, telling this story, and I'm telling it
Did you die?
So here's my whole body went numb.
Yeah.
Kind of numb and hot at the same time. And then I did maybe the smartest thing I've ever done in my life. I looked him right in the eye, and I said, I know, Ted. As though I did it on purpose, and he followed me around for the rest of the week. I like totally pimped him out. He was just like, he couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. As soon as I got outside, I started breathing hard. I was like having a panic attack.
That is literally my nightmare, what you've just described, like a faux pas on that level.
It was so uncomebackable. I'd used his name multiple times in the story to his face, telling him the story. And of course, it wasn't like he'd gotten better looking. That's even on top of it. It was like very... It was rough.
We rarely do at this age get better looking.
Yeah. This guy, oof.
Bring your dildo or whatever it is. Did you hear what happened with that?
No, I did not.
Oh, Brian.
Why were we talking about dill pickles again?
Okay, let me set the stage.
Oh, let me set the stage.
Kristyn Burtt, our gorgeous, talented entertainment reporter who's out of LA, was talking about how she loves dill, and that's why she wants to go to the state fair. She really wants to try the dill lemonade, the dill pizza, and dill is huge this year at the state fair. She's talking about all this dill stuff. And Tom is, Mr. like, where are we supposed to get that dill money? Where are we supposed to get that state fair money? And so then later, he was like, all right, well, we got to get you out to the state fair. Don't forget to bring your dill dough. Like dough as in cash.
The second I said it, I went, oh, God, that's not what I meant at all.
I think we found yours. Exactly. I think that's it. Don't forget to bring your dildo.
Rudy, you got to play it one more time.
Oh, thanks. You gotta bring your dildo or whatever it is. God.
It was so funny and out of character for Tom just to ask somebody about a dildo.
About a dildo, yeah.
Like, I've worked with a lot of radio people. I'd go, yeah, they would ask about a dildo, but not Tom. And he was like, I did not mean that. And Kristyn's just wide-eyed, staring blankly. And me and Rudy couldn't stop laughing.
That's great. I think that we might have found yours. At least yours was accidental.
It was accidental.
Absolutely.
Mo, definitely. No question about it. So you've been traveling a lot lately?
Yeah, I've been on the road a fair bit.
So are we back now to doing comedy without masks and all the rest of it?
Yeah. I was just thinking about that. I don't know when. It wasn't right after the thing. It wasn't even right after Omicron. I'm not sure when it got back, like felt for real back. But just in the last at least 6 months, it just doesn't feel like anybody even thinks about it. You almost can't even do if you have vaccine jokes at this point, they're so old. You don't even hear comics talk about it.
I bet you that's true.
It feels like you could do certain jokes that are that old, a couple of years old, but the topic feels like a million years ago. So you can't even do it.
No, I suppose.
I don't think I saw any masks in Louisville. You almost never see them at the club. Almost never.
Is it true that they were complete bullshit?
Well, okay, so my friend works at the CDC.
Oh, okay.
And I would ask him. He used to work, he worked at the CDC for a while, and now he's at a lab in the Carolinas. And I asked him about the mask thing. And he said They do something. And they definitely do something. But he said if everyone actually wore an N95 mask the way you're supposed to wear it, he said it would be pretty effective.
Okay.
But he said practically, almost no one wears an N95, and then the people who do don't wear it properly. So he said that the best thing for a mask is if you have been sick recently and you're on the border, it's really good to wear one. Because you might actually really prevent spread more than that. But he said if you were afraid of getting COVID and you're in a room full of people and you're wearing a cloth mask, all that is doing is making you feel better about getting COVID.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
I saw people wearing masks that were homemade out of Hello Kitty fabric. And I was like, I don't think this is doing anything for you.
The big one that came out who made a bunch of money was Athleta. Athleta came out with these masks that were like breathable material. And they were cute. And so breathable material in itself is problematic. So it was like that legging material on your face. And you're like, oh, yeah, like we're definitely doing nothing here.
Yeah.
But they were cute.
That's all you need to hear, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I still see people wearing masks. So there are still people that wear them every day.
Yeah, I'm always a little surprised. Not at the airport. That's the one place. You used to see it at the airport before.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't so uncommon. But yeah, I don't hardly ever see it at the club anymore.
That would make sense.
More to the, even than the mask thing, it's just that the vibe is back to like a normal hangout vibe.
Yeah.
But people don't. It doesn't seem like people are nervous to get to. I mean, people are certainly willing to shake the hand and whatever.
Right.
It was fun at the fair. I didn't even think of that. Like I hugged a bunch of listeners. I didn't even think about it, which was nice. I love that.
It is a nice touch. There's no question about it. That's all I have to say to you. Just let me know when Judd's ready to go. That'd be good.
Yep, he's not up yet.
Popping the typical sports announcer.
Oh, just rolling in whenever he wants.
I'll just get there when I feel like it,
I got beef with Mackie. I took his advice. I got a D+ grade on my fantasy football draft. So.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
It was not. He kind of predicted that.
What was your strategy?
I was going to hold off on a quarterback until round 4, and I did. But then I just go crazy. Like I try to stick to my strategy, and then I see other people are, drafting tight ends, so I start panicking. Should I draft a tight? My strategy is always wide receiver, running back heavy, just have a lot of backup, and then the other things will fall into place. But I always panic and end up doing what everyone else is doing, and then I'm just chasing after things. It's a wreck.
Who's your quarterback, by the way?
Oh, my God, I don't even know because I picked him last. I'll look. I know it's not a great Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
A terrible team, but
he looks like a Navi.
I know he's on the Jaguars, so I didn't know how well it's gonna go.
Oh, the Jags have a pretty good over/under this year.
All right, you're making me feel better. Even though Yahoo told me that I got a D+, which is offensive because I am an A student. We'll see.
Yeah,
it's Tom. I was on the dean's list. Okay, at Concordia.
So there were 2 of you in class?
There's 2, me and... Well, no, it was just a friend of mine was named Dean, and he put me on his list.
Dude named Dean,
Who wants to screw me, and so I was like, made the list. I'm just kidding.
What did you just say?
I said, wanted to screw me.
God, you're so filthy. Where's your dildo?
Where's my dill money?
Yeah, where's your dill money? That's what I want to know.
It's all luck, though, because I had a guy who plays in our fantasy league. Every year he picks nothing but Green Bay Packers, and he still wins the goddamn league every year. And I'm like, well, then what is the point of having a strategy?
I mean, this year I'm going in really serious about this because last year I kind of kept forgetting I was in a league because we had like a 3-month-old, and I kept forgetting it. So I want to make up for it and show that I am a valuable player, and I really want to take and it's Taylor Swift theme this year. I didn't pick it. One of my Army friends did.
What does Taylor Swift have to do with the draft?
All your names?
You do themes every year, and this year it's Taylor Swift.
Themes?
Yeah.
So how does a theme enter into it?
So then whatever player you get, you have to use a pun and do something that incorporates that. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Christ, fantasy football is already a lot of work. You're making me do work inside of work?
I know. And I want to show that I can have friends and relationships and a child. So I'm really going in hard this year. Like, I'm going to actually set my lineup. Thank you.
So who's the last Viking you drafted?
I don't think I have a Viking this year.
See,
I can't believe you didn't get a better grade.
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Unless it's the one guy. Right. Is it the one guy? Because if not...
I almost grabbed Kirk Cousins as a backup quarterback and then realized I panicked again and said, I don't want a backup quarterback. I don't care. I did a lot of panicking.
Well, the one thing about taking a quarterback like that and putting him on your bench is that he's not on somebody else's team.
I should have grabbed him. It was like very available to me, but again, I saw everyone grabbing other things and I went for it.
Yeah.
Brian, you should probably hear this, but I was in the fantasy draft one time in my life. Wally Walker, who was the midday guy at KQ at the time, and I were partners. I lasted one day. I said, it's all yours, man. Those people get way too, because they did it live. The draft was, everybody was there together live. What a cluster F that was.
Yeah, I don't do fantasy football. It's so much homework.
No, way too much work.
So much, and I like football, so I'm already engaged. It's not like if I'm at the doctor's office and I have to kill some time. It's like we could just be watching football instead of doing math.
I have no interest in that kind of stuff. I'm not good at it, I don't think.
Well, imagine this, too. That was back in the day where they had to get the newspaper and then calculate their own scores.
Yeah.
Could you even imagine, Brian?
It's like calculating your own bowling score by hand, you know?
Oh, my God. I can't even imagine. Like, now it just does it all for you. Like, Tom, you would have to do no math. It's just whatever.
I know some people. Yeah, I'm not worried about the math part. It's the people
Yeah,
part.
you are. You're a good math. Yeah, you're good at math.
So do you usually do pretty well? This year you didn't do that great?
Last year I did terrible. I so many times didn't even have my lineup set. I didn't even know what day of the week it was because I was, I had a 3-month-old at the time and I was back in school full time, and I literally was a wreck of a person. I have won the league before. We get a big trophy for the year and then you get to decorate, and then I bedazzled the whole thing, which that took a whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you informed, just very casually, how I'm doing. I'm really excited to try to do well this year. And I thought having like insider trading, having Mackie and Judd on the show is going to help me, but it hasn't yet. So
Get a tip off for you. I did one fantasy NBA draft.
Is that really hard?
Well, let me tell you how well I did. You know who my first round draft pick was in the NBA draft?
Who?
Len Bias.
Oh, my God.
You know who Len Bias is?
No.
Look him up right now, because Brian and I
Bias,
don't want to tell you who it is. You have to look up Len. It's BIAS.
He's single-handedly kept a lot of people from doing something. Let's put it that way.
There's no doubt.
Anytime someone's like, "Hey, do you want to have some fun?" I'm like, thinking about Len Bias. Think I'll pass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some nose candy issues.
He died of cocaine overdose. That's exactly right. I drafted him, and he died like 10 minutes later.
You would have won if we were doing the Deadpool.
Yeah, that's right,
that would have been a huge score on that. And he was like the #1 college prospect. He was like Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan. Was the way they were talking about him.
That's exactly right.
Probably the most famous maybe the highest prospect young athlete to die that I can think of.
I don't think there's anybody bigger.
I can't remember anybody who was supposed to,
I was like, I got Len Bias. I'm winning this whole thing. Tommy, got some bad news for you.
Doing your draft in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, exactly. Judd Zulgad joins us. How you doing, Pally?
What's going on? Len Bias, is that me?
That's the one time that I went for an NBA draft. I did an NFL draft for one day and got out of that, and I did one NBA draft, and Len Bias died about 2 minutes later. So thank you, Len. Appreciate it. Cocaine addict.
You're doing the service by not doing more drafts. You're saving lives.
I think they could all die.
Exactly.
We appreciate that. I know there's another really hard one too. People do baseball, fantasy football.
Oh, I don't understand how people do fantasy baseball. There's 180 games.
I know.
It's crazy. I had an ex that did it, and it looked like A Beautiful Mind in our basement, him keeping track of things. I was like, no, thank you. Never would I ever. But
Judd, I got to tell you something.
Yes, sir.
When I said what I said to you, and you and Phil were walking in and you weren't looking at me, and all of a sudden you heard me say it, but you didn't know it was me, the look on you two faces like, who's this asshole? I will never forget. I'm walking out of the fair on Saturday, they're walking in. And I said, Jesus, they must let anybody in here. And they both looked at me and went, you son of a...
I was like, what the heck? Hey, Tom Bernard, what's going on?
Hey.
It was very nice to see you out there. That was a very, very successful day out there, as a matter of fact, for everybody. at SKOR North. The podcast went really, really well. I know Joe kills it every year he goes out there. So it was a very, very pleasant day. It really was.
Nice crowds, too.
Oh,
which
the
was
crowd
great.
was huge. Yeah, it was. I was talking to Dan Seaman about it last night. He said that all the Hubbard shows drew big crowds, so that was nice to see.
Yeah, we actually had a bunch of Vikings fans there during the time when the Vikings game was on. So we accidentally scheduled a 1:00 podcast. Yes.
Although those games kind of suck without any starters playing, don't they?
Oh, God, they're awful. I'm so glad the preseason is done. It's the worst thing.
It is really bad.
It's like you're thirsty in the desert and you finally come to Oasis and you take a big drink and it's just more sand.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just terrible
More
sand.
Pretty much the deal. Pretty much the deal. But yeah, I've been raving about it for 4 days now, or I guess 3 days. But we had such fun at the State Fair. And I'm glad I took that memory away with me because previously, it was many, many years ago, I used to do the fair, and it wasn't that much fun because people would stand in the crowd and shout things at you and do that. They don't do that anymore. They just have a good time. I loved it.
You and Shelby, too, right?
Shelby. I love Shelby.
Yeah.
There's no question. Matter of fact, I'm going on vacation next week, and Shelby's going to come in and fill in for me a couple of days, which is really going to be great because Don Shelby, one of the most talented people I've ever met. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And such a good guy, too. But, yeah, so thank you again to everybody at the State Fair. You people were amazing. You were so much fun to be around, and it all worked out in the end. So anything new with your Minnesota Twins? Now, I didn't even check. They were winning last night, 10-6, I think, when I had to go.
That was the final score, 10-6.
Oh, good. I thought when you looked down, I was like, oh, Jesus, did they give up 5?
Royce Lewis becomes the first Twin in the history of the franchise since they got here in '61 to hit grand slams in back-to-back games.
That's amazing, isn't it? And then it was a 3-run
He's
homer,
a fun
too,
player.
Yeah. Yep.
He's got a little bit of that. I'm not comparing him, but he's got a little bit of that Puckett and energy to him.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I could absolutely see that. I just, I don't know. Are they getting me too jacked up here, Judd? Here's the whole problem I got. Because they were horseshit for about a month, and now they're pretty damn good. They've won a lot of very important games against some pretty decent teams, too, by the way. These teams do not suck. Cleveland's not great, but they're a good team, right?
Yeah, and Texas was in first place
and Texas
most
in
of the
first
season,
place.
too.
Exactly. So, I mean, Judd and I have been on the phone or texting back and forth from day one of the season. So it's been 5 months of back and forth on this deal. Am I getting too excited, Judd? Do you think?
I would not get excited. That would be my advice. I would be pleasantly surprised when they don't screw up.
Okay, good. I'll go with surprise rather than joy.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised. That's what I'll go with. I'll follow your lead. There's no question. What else happened in the sports world? Anything good?
Hey, guys, before we move on, Judd, are you still having a little bit of an issue on your end?
Yes, I'm hearing myself on delay.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Why don't we have you reset? Because I can tell that there's a delay in there and you're having a hard time keeping up. So let's just have you reset before we go to break, and then we can restart. Is that cool?
We should tell you, though, that every person so far remote has been out of sync. So there must be something wrong with the system.
So I don't know if it's StreamYard or if it's. I think earlier today with Kristyn, her internet was awful from the hotel room, and then her phone was also terrible. So that might have been hers. But I think maybe with Judd, if we could just have you reboot, and then we'll sync you back up. Let's try that.
I will, but I'm going to warn you right now. Me having a hard time keeping up is not a new thing.
It might happen anyway. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. So that might not be StreamYard's fault. That might be a Zulgad problem.
Okay, so we'll just
I'll join you in a second.
We'll go to break a minute early. You want to do that?
Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
Sounds good to me, ladies and gentlemen. K&L Surplus and Ammo. Oh, man, I just talked to the owner last night, James. Great guy. Really, really good guy, as a matter of fact. K&L Surplus and Ammo is your one-stop shop for all firearms-related products and is the preferred choice among enthusiasts for over 25 years. Why? K&L Surplus and Ammo offers one of the widest selection of firearms in the region. The big box stores say they have a big selection, but that usually means they have a lot of inventory, not a wide selection of different types of firearms. K&L has a broad selection of different calibers. K&L Surplus and Ammo also offers some of the best prices in the region. You might find a good sale now and again at a big box store, but K&L always has great pricing. And unlike a lot of other stores, K&L always includes tax in the listed price. K&L Surplus and Ammo is veteran-owned and offers first responder and veteran discounts. K&L is also committed to safety and a licensed FFL retailer. Find out for yourself why K&L Surplus and Ammo has been the choice of gun owners for over 25 years. Go to klgunstore.com. Hi, this is Tommy B. My friends at Niemeyer Trailer Sales at their Albertville location off Interstate 94 would like to extend a special offer going on now through the Minnesota State Fair. Along with everything you can buy on a stick at the Great Minnesota Sweat Together, you should have some cool incentives with a State Fair deal when you purchase an RV from Niemeyer's Albertville location. How's this sound? Receive a free exterior ceramic coat and NanoCure interior treatment. These coatings provide a durable, long-lasting shield against dirt, water, and UV rays, and basically extend the life of your RV to keep it looking newer and lasting longer. It's a $2,000 value, free with purchase if you get an RV from Niemeyer's by September 5th in Albertville only. Plus great deals on their campers at both Albertville and Elko New Market, now through the end of State Fair. Take your passion on the road with Niemeyer Trailer Sales and see my guys and gals at Niemeyer's and look at what they got at Niemeyers.com. That's Niemeyers.com, Niemeyers.com. Your State Fair deals end on September 5th. Oh, and tell them Tommy sent you. It's Tom Barnard for Power Lodge and Miller Marine. Attention all Power Lodge sports enthusiasts. This August, we invite you to celebrate with Power Lodge as we hit a major milestone. 25 years of bringing action and excitement to Minnesota as your go-to destination for all things marine and power sports. To say thank you, each of our locations will host a local Community Appreciation Day. Join us in Brainerd, Ramsey, Onamia, and Sauk Rapids as we roll out the red carpet with delicious food, amazing prizes, fantastic giveaways, and unbeatable special pricing. As the grand prizes, we'll be raffling off a variety of Polaris ATVs and snowmobiles. Check out PowerLodge.com for events like event dates nearest you'd be great. And that's not all. Throughout August, we've got something special planned. Follow us on social media as we unveil 25 days of deals on the latest off-road and on-road vehicles, boats, and supplies from the top brands in power sports. That's right, 25 days of back-to-back incredible offers. You won't want to miss this. So mark your calendars and get in on the action during our 25th anniversary Power Lodge, where your adventure with throttle therapy begins. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Bryan Miller in studio, Judd Zulgad on the horn, Brittany over there pretending to work.
Beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, bop, beep, boop, bop.
Would you do me a favor?
Yes, sir.
Would you see if Billy Crash Craddock is still alive?
He is. He's 84. I already looked it up.
He's 84 now?
Whoa.
Billy!
What a run.
Geez, that's a hell of a run, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. I looked that up when you guys were talking about it a while ago.
I'm glad I asked you because I was going to tell Judd that same story, but now that I brought up he's 84. What the hell does he care?
He don't care,
Also-
and he looks fit as a fiddle. He looks like he's living his best life.
Good.
To live that long with the name Crash is very unlikely.
Exactly.
You know, that's not a nickname that says longevity.
Okay, so this was 2020, but look, this guy's doing great. Crash?
Yeah,
He's
does look
thriving.
good.
He looks terrific. He
Fills
doesn't
out a
look
nice
84.
sweater. He's a hottie.
But Judd, as you know, I used to.
Who's this?
Billy Crash Craddock was a big-time country singer about 40 years ago. When I was working at Capitol Records, and I used to tour with all these guys. I would, not like I played. I went with them on tour, is what I mean. And I would kind of be security for them and take them around and introduce them to all these big shots and all that stuff. That was my job. And Billy went over to Musicland. Remember Musicland?
Oh, God, yeah. Used to buy tapes all the time.
Went over there, and Billy, if you're still alive, give me a call. But we're sitting there talking to the president of the company. And the president of the company reaches back and goes, "You see this? This is a picture of my wife right here. You see the crown on her head. She was not once but twice named the queen of the blah, 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 whatever the hell it was, right?" And as he's putting the picture back, Billy looks at me and says in full voice, I wonder how many people she had to F to win that twice.
Die.
I will never forget that. So God bless you, Billy. I miss you.
Hey, guys, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and reset on our end, and then I'll bring Judd up in about 2 minutes.
Oh, God. We're going to have to get Mike Weber in here, man. This thing is getting worse every day now. I don't know what the hell is going on, but
I don't know.
It's a goddamn disaster.
You know what? It is a goddamn disaster. I agree with you today.
For once?
For once.
We can agree on something for once.
I know. You can put it down on the record book.
I mean, honest to God, we got here this morning, and from moment one, things went wrong. There's some days it just happens.
Oh, yeah. They all centralize in one day.
Why?
But I will say this.
You're a disaster?
Everybody's in a good mood, though, so I'll take it.
I'm not.
You're actually in a super good mood.
I know I'm not. I hate everyone.
Maybe because Bryan was coming in and you saw that and you were pumped.
Bryan and I have always gotten along pretty well. That is true.
Yeah.
Always have. There's no question about it.
But what's your least favorite thing about each other? Ready, go. I don't like you guys being too friendly because I'm the
I don't
odd
like your
one.
choice of sidekick. How about that, Tom?
Yeah.
Sidekick. I would
Got
be
that shoved
honored
right down your yapper
to be
there,
up level to sidekick.
What do you think of that action?
Jiu-jitsu. I used your momentum against you.
You sure did.
Jiu-jitsu. Judy.
I got it. Yeah. Okay, so you got a show on Acme tomorrow. Do you guys do on Wednesdays? Do you have one show or do you guys have two?
One Wednesday, one Thursday, two Friday, two Saturday.
What is your favorite one out of like when you're doing them? What do you feel the most energy? Do you feel the earlier ones or the later ones?
Actually, Wednesday, Thursday is my favorite show.
Really?
I like the weekday shows. They're not as crowded, but people, if you come to comedy on a Wednesday, you really wanted to see it.
Yeah, that's right. That's very
Friday,
true.
Saturday, you get more like, we're going to date. Let's go to that comedy club. I mean, they're nice people, but they're more casual fans. Wednesday, Thursday people, they want to be there specifically. They're dialed in. I always love the Wednesday, Thursday people.
Bryan, are you selling merch?
Yeah, my CD's out. I got hard copies of my album for the people who still buy hard copies of albums.
But and what about I feel like you could have a really good T-shirt game because you're so witty.
I don't like selling the T-shirts. I'm going to start doing posters.
Okay.
T-shirts are a pain because you got to get them the right size, and when you travel, you got to make sure you've got them all. You've got the right sizes, and you got to get different colored rubber bands to color code them to make sure.
Thing,
it's just it becomes. You sort of feel like you become more of a traveling T-shirt salesman at some
That's
point.
true.
You put an incredible amount of effort into the T-shirts. Whereas like a poster, a CD, you go, here you go.
Stickers and can koozies, my man.
Yeah,
that is
stickers
where
and
it's
koozies.
at.
Rudy's 100% right.
What is there like a phrase that you would think you would throw out there that you'd want on something?
It's really hard to come up with your T-shirt phrase. I sold a T-shirt for years, which was a punchline to an old joke. It's just a picture of a bottle of wine and it said "Get mer laid." And I used to sell. Yeah,
that's cute.
I used to sell a bunch of those.
Because you're punny.
Yeah, I mean, if you have
you
to
just
do it.
call him punny.
He is.
I can be.
I mean, like
very
when you're
negative.
intentionally. I know that your comedy isn't all based on some puns,
The
but like
pun-based comedy. Keep it going for 45 minutes of the pun-based comedy.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, your ability to casually spit out puns is pretty impressive.
Puns? Really?
Yeah, like he does silly things. Like even what was it you just said like 2 seconds ago? That was like, oh, that's funny. Like you can throw things out pretty quickly.
Yeah, as we know, Tom, a huge fan of puns when we had Rena Kalm on last week.
Well, there is that.
15 puns in a row, and he was not amused.
No.
A lot of puns. I'm not a pun guy.
And Bryan isn't a pun-based comedian.
Shirt, you need for shirts though.
You need a good pun.
Mike Brody, you know, I'm sure you've met Mike. You know, Mike Brody.
I
Brody told me something years ago when he said when you're thinking of your T-shirt, don't think of the kind of shirt that you would buy because you would never buy a comedy T-shirt.
No, that's right.
Kind of a comedy
That's right.
T-shirt that people who would wear comedy T-shirts would buy, and that's how I got with Get Mer Laid. You know, it's like I would never wear that. But
no, I could see that.
People would. People did.
People did. Did you ever see him out and about then when you were like living your life?
I never did, although I had this prank planned that I could still do. I had shirts made up that said "funnier than Nate Abshire" because he's my buddy, and it's fun to walk into a club with a shirt that says "You're funnier than your friend."
Nate is such a good guy, very laid back.
Oh yeah, he's like one of my best friends in comedy. But I had this plan because he got really irritated. I kept making better and better shirts, and I would show up to the club in like fancier versions of the shirt. I was going to get like 100 of them printed up really cheap and donate them to the homeless shelter near his apartment.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I thought it would be only inevitable until at some point he'd see a guy pushing a shopping cart with a shirt that said "funnier than Nate Abshire."
I love that, though.
That's the kind of market penetration you really can't simulate. You've got to go to the people.
I might actually buy one of those if you have any left.
I could whip up a gross of them because he, boy, he was mad about it. I was doing that for a while. I had a bedazzled one. I mean, I was really going all out.
So, like, when you travel, do they call you and say, where are you? And you say, I'm in southern Georgia. Oh, we better send down more triple X's.
Yeah, you actually do. You do actually factor that in. Absolutely.
You do. It's true. When I was at Capitol Records, you had to. I know that.
And it was tricky, too, because my shirts tended to sell to women more because it was, like, wine-themed.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
So, like, my problem was it would either be a bunch of dudes who needed triple XLs, or it'd be like a bunch of teeny tiny Asian ladies who needed smalls.
Right.
So I would end up with all these like mediums and larges, which is like, wouldn't you think you would go through more mediums and larges? Yeah.
I get to look right now at Judd Zulgad and about 75 bobblehead twins. And
Is Judd up? Is he there? I can hear you, bud.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, good. I can't see Tom now, but I don't hear myself feeding back, so that's awesome. Yes, those are only the start, Tom Barnard. I told you this before. Look at this one, little AJ Przinsky for you.
Oh my God, what a prick that guy was.
Yes, you are correct about that.
What an asshole.
There's a good guy, Tony O.
Oh, Tony Oliva.
How about that one? So, yes, I have an unhealthy obsession with my bobblehead collection. One of many probably unhealthy obsessions I could be described as having, though. So
bobbleheads and alcohol, those are the two?
Bobbleheads, alcohol. I don't gamble on sports. I watch too much sports. I have no idea why. I don't enjoy gambling on sports, and I can't figure out why, but it's one vice I don't have.
Oh, thank God. With how much sports you watch, could you imagine if everyone you had money on the line? That would be insane.
You know, it's funny. I tried gambling on sports in my mid-20s, which is about 94, 95. And one day I was in the office at the time at the Star Tribune, and I had told our friend Patrick Royce that I had a bet. And he gave me the best advice. He's like, you're an idiot. He's like, if you work in sports and you gamble on sports, you're a moron because you always are going to think you know and you're going to lose.
Yep.
I was like, you know what? That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate, Patrick. Thank you.
I could see that to be. By the way, do you need to be out at a specific time today, Judd?
40.
At 40. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Got to keep you guys
Thank you, Tom.
moving forward. Are you going? Do you go to the fair every day, you and Phil?
No, I did. We
so,
did
yeah.
for years.
Yep.
We actually did our show from start to finish at the fair for probably 10 years in the what is now the GL booth. But the only appearance that we made was the one after you on Saturday.
Oh, that was it.
So I am not there. I will say the shuttle makes life easy, but I am not a fair guy by nature.
I didn't used to be, but it was such a pleasant day on Saturday with everybody being there and everybody being pleasant. I was shocked at how nice everybody was. I mean, everybody was nice.
Yep. But would you go? But I'm saying, would you go back just as Tom Barnard and family to walk around? That's what I don't mind working it.
Right.
But I don't enjoy the experience. Like some people live and die by it. I know folks that go, 4, 5, 6 times and just to walk around. I can't take that many people, especially when it's hot out.
Yeah, I mean, it's 250,000 people almost. Was it 212 the day on Saturday? I think it was 212,000 people were there.
Yeah, still 10,000 shy of the record.
Yeah.
So that's wild to think there was supposed to be, if there would have been 10,000 more there, we would have hit the record. Like, that's crazy.
And I have never been to a show in the grandstand.
Mm-hmm.
Never.
Oh.
Isn't that weird?
I just went to the Chicks. It was pretty good.
Yeah, you did. That's
Really?
what I heard. It was really good.
Yeah, it was a blast.
What if I should go to Duran Duran's? That's what, Thursday? I think Duran Duran's there.
I have to
Thursday
double
night,
check, but I mean, that would be worth going to. Think about the nostalgia that would hit you with that.
Did they ever tell you what the Union of the Snake was about? Because I've always wondered.
No, I didn't.
I've listened to that song a lot of times trying to decode that. Like, is it about the Masons or something? I don't know. I don't know what that song's about.
You're giving me some great memories because
See, that's why you should go to the show. Think about all that would pour over you.
Maryland's was kitty corner from that bowling alley down there. Was it like 25th and in South Minneapolis?
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I
You
know
know
the
what I'm
bowling alley
talking
you're talking about, yeah.
What was it called? It was before Maryland's. It was called because there was a Mr. Nibs or Mr. Nix or some shit like that. But that was the first appearance that Duran Duran made in Minneapolis. They were playing a club, but that was like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
No, it was longer than that. Probably.
Really?
42, 43. Oh, yeah, they played a local club, and I'll never forget what. Well, it was great because another group was in town. Fee Waybill. What the hell was it? The Tubes. The Tubes were in town at Northrop Auditorium. So I brought the Tubes. I brought Duran Duran to see the Tubes. And then I brought the Tubes to see Duran Duran. I went back and forth picking these guys up and doing all that stuff. But the thing that just popped in my head, you were talking about that, and I don't know why it did. It just popped in my head. Is Nick Rhodes walks up to me and goes, Tom, where's the loo? I said, what? He goes, where's the loo? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? What's a loo? He goes, the loo. I got to piss. I'm like, oh, the bathroom. I had never heard loo before. Nobody in America calls it the loo, do they?
Yeah, like that would be the first time you hear it. You're very confusing.
What are you talking about?
And then put this in the boot, and you're like, what?
Yeah,
put it in the boot.
Yeah.
The boot and the bonnet and the lift.
The bonnet, yeah.
Or what do they call a garage, too? There's something.
I thought it was the garage.
Was that it?
The garage and the motorway. Absolutely. No question.
They've got some great terms, though. They've got some outstanding terms that are, they sound so much more sophisticated than our terms.
Like when he said things like, let's go to Burger King. You mean like that? That was a true story.
That's not one. So, speaking of clubs here, did you bring bands to a club that I saw a great documentary on a couple months ago, the Longhorn in downtown?
Absolutely. The Longhorn was phenomenal, man.
Elvis Costello played there.
Yeah,
the
he did.
Police, I think.
Yep.
Blondie. I mean, that sounds like an incredible joint to hang out at.
Where was it?
Right by, Jesus, was it kind of 5th and Hennepin? But it was not on Hennepin. It was on, I think it was 5th, wasn't it? I can't remember. I think it was.
Is that what they ended up eventually making into the Quest Club?
Fairly close to where.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, it became the Quest, right, Judd?
No.
Oh.
He's breaking up like
Breaking
mad
up again. What is
Well, now
going
everything
on?
just went on.
Yeah. What is going on?
I think it was down by where the Metrodome was.
Oh. Okay. Weird.
What, the Longhorn? Oh, God. It's gone.
No,
It's
he's
over.
gone now,
Unfortunately, he's gone now.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. We got to do something about this. Today's been really, really bad.
Yeah. And weird that it's. Never had this amount of problems before with this thing.
Well, no wonder. It's sunny and 68. Why wouldn't there be problems?
Of course it is.
Jesus.
Or we can do what we always do. Just
Leave
blame-
early?
Well, that or blame the state fair. I like to blame the state fair.
State fair.
They're using all the internet.
They are using all the internet.
Yeah, I had to go there yesterday. Hell of a time getting a text out to my kid who I had to pick up because there's just so many people.
Yeah.
It just sucks it all up.
Oh, God, yeah.
He needs to take the shuttle back to a far more convenient spot. Because that is rough.
Have you taken Margot to the state fair yet?
Yeah, I took her on Saturday.
Brought her on Saturday.
Yeah?
And she scowled at me the whole damn
I got
hour.
the best.
We're talking about Brittany still, I assume.
Yeah, of course. Me.
No, Gogo was.
She learned it from the best. Look at this photo.
Evil
We got Don Shelby, Tom Bernard, and then
nice.
Gogo accidentally in the back just mean mugging them
She is
both.
mean mugging. You're right. She's giving you a look.
She hates me. I don't know what I did. Would you send me that picture? Because I thought I had it, but I don't.
Of course I will.
Send it to my phone because Don Shelby, again, is one of my favorite people in the world. I adore that man.
That was such a fun day.
One of those deals. I'm assuming since Judd's head's not moving that he's not with us.
No, I think he's there.
His head has not moved in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, maybe he's like
you see
reenacting.
his
Oh,
eyes
there
just
he
move?
is.
His eyes just
Oh, maybe do a bobblehead move.
That's what we do with really old people in my family. Like, she moved. I think she's
idea.
fine. She's just.
I was just texting Rudy to find out if I'm back or not.
It's just not syncing up though. Your mouth moves and then the words come out about 3 seconds later.
Yeah, that happens a lot of times when it comes to StreamYard. So, but luckily, like we sync it up in post. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
but
good.
I don't know if that's going to happen today because there was a lot of malfunctions with StreamYard.
All morning.
Yeah.
All morning it's been horrible. But you'd think there'd be a storm or something, but it's sunny and 68.
It's not even a breeze.
No, it's not even a breeze.
Jed, we have 4 more minutes. Do you think we could just drive into the studio quick?
Yeah, there's an idea.
I think the SLP police might get me if I do that, Brittany.
Okay.
It's a good idea, but
you.
that might be an expensive ticket.
All right.
But if you'll pay for it, you know what? I'm all for it. 100 miles an hour.
Look at me. Look at me. Of course I'll pay for it.
I know you will.
So, Judd, what do you got the rest of the day? What do you have to do today?
Actually, you know what? Today's a big day in Viking land. The final cuts.
Yeah.
They go
Oh,
from
yeah.
essentially what's left now, which is like 76 players or something, to 53. So today is a very important football day. Not because of things that take place on the field, but because this is the day that they cut down the roster. We're 2 weeks from Sunday is the opener. So there's still some time there. But the formulation of the roster, which actually excites football fans a lot, continues. So that's what I've got today.
Don't
I'm
lie
on
to me.
roster watch.
Don't lie to me. Is there one guy you really want to see cut?
Oh,
Just
great
laughing.
question.
I don't know there's anybody, you know what? I don't think there's anyone on this team I don't like that much.
Well, that's good.
You know, ordinarily,
Good to know.
ordinarily there probably is. And if you ask me the same question about the 2023 Twins, I might say yes. But I don't know on the Vikings. I don't think I've developed a grudge where I actually want a
I
guy
love that.
to be cut. I will say this. I find it interesting that today's a day where you see a lot of like players tweet out, you know, it's just a rough day. It's so tough. You know, dreams are dying. And the only thing I can think of is you signed up for this. It's football. What do you
Yeah.
expect?
Yep.
You know, dreams are dying. My dream died. It's not like you were trying to get a job at the grocery store, dude.
You know, it's interesting. I just thought of something. I used to hang out at the old Eden Prairie location of the Vikings headquarters there. The building's still there and all that. Do they still use that building?
Woodard Park, yeah.
Yeah. Do they still use that building?
We were just talking about this last week.
That's what I thought, yeah.
that
It's used for, I think,
Indoor soccer.
It's Lifetime Sports has. They
Oh,
own it,
that's
yeah.
right.
Mhm.
That's right.
Yep.
They still got
So-
that ship out there, the head of it. I drive by all the
Yep,
time.
the ship is still out there. I have never been to the new place over there on 494. Is that as beautiful as it looks from the road?
Yeah, you can actually go in. They have a hotel that's right next to
Right.
it that if you
Yeah, they
want,
do.
you're more than welcome to book a night at. And yeah, you can watch the practices. It seems pretty nice. Plus, I believe TCO goes out of there. So if you need to watch a Vikings practice and get a hip replaced, it's your one-stop
See?
shop.
That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
It's all you need to do, no question. But so that place is because outside it's gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful from the outside.
Well, you know, the players, they do a poll every year. They ask all the players who has the best amenities and who has the best facilities. The Vikings were number 1 last year for the
That
player
is cool.
happiness. They said
Yeah.
the facilities, they're taking care of the best cafeteria and all that stuff.
It shows you there's a balance in the universe because, Judd, you're too young to remember this probably, but do you remember where the Vikings first practiced when the team started in 1961?
During the season, they practiced.
No, I'm
at
talking about
old
before the season.
Midway Stadium, right?
Preseason. Yeah, it was Midway Stadium down
Oh,
there. You're
Bemidji.
absolutely right.
Bemidji.
It was Bemidji.
Whoa.
You knew. Good.
How wild is that?
Whoa, that's a hike.
They went all the way to Bemidji
That's
for preseason. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, the New Orleans Saints used to have their training camp in La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Really?
Like, why La Crosse, Wisconsin, of all
That's
places?
interesting.
But yeah, they ran that town for like 6 weeks. They'd impregnate a bunch of gals and then they hit the road.
No question about it. They did what they had to do. No question. Now, Judd, I know you got to go in 1 minute, so anything you want to say to wrap things up for today?
Hopefully tomorrow technically is far improved. That's what I got to say. Hopefully
it's
the
gotta be
technical,
fixed.
because I got no chance. My problem is if anything goes wrong technically, I am completely lost.
Well, everybody is. I mean, it's been going on all morning. And literally, the minute the show started, things were going wrong, and it's been going on. Is there something in the universe today? Because like I said, if there was a thunderstorm, you could figure it out.
Oh, Rudy ate a magnet. I actually
Was that what
forgot
it is?
about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. He ate a bunch of magnets today. I saw
Should I
him.
not have fed him all those magnets?
You probably
that might be on
shouldn't
me.
have fed him magnets.
All right. I'll see you guys.
Bye,
Sounds good,
Judd.
Judd. Thank you.
Love you.
It's so sad that did that all day long. I don't know what the hell that's all about.
We'll have one bad day, and then tomorrow will be amazing.
I mean, even worse.
No, it'll be amazing.
It'll be amazingly
bad.
worse. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
We are currently manifesting an amazing day.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, I manifested a cat. Okay?
What?
Halfway there. I am fostering a cat, Brian, so don't get too excited. His name is Toby. He is amazing. I wrote him a terrible bio on my secondhand hounds. I think I'm close to cinching down that this is my cat.
Really?
Maybe.
You got, is this pending Justin's approval mostly?
Pending Justin's approval, but I can't ask. Because if I ask, I pretty much get it. So I gotta wait for him to organically be like, you can keep this cat.
What, if you ask, you'll get it. Then what's the problem?
Because then there's a responsibility of the asking thing is I only ask if I know. I don't know how to explain it. It's a big responsibility because I don't ask. Once I ask, it's for sure gonna happen, and it's like a burden then on him. But if he organically realizes that this is a better option than waiting till December, because originally we were gonna wait till December to get a cat, then I have better luck.
Why December?
Because I told him when Gogo was a certain age, I felt comfortable with us getting a cat, but this cat's so good around her, so we'll see.
All right.
So you're going to get it done?
I don't know, Tom. How do I get my husband to organically bring up keeping this cat?
Oh, he doesn't like cats?
He doesn't like more responsibilities. And
Sure.
Currently, I am 100% the litter person, the everything with the cat, the food. He doesn't do anything. But if I get pregnant, he has to do the cat litter.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, right, of course. The trichinosis or whatever.
Yeah. And so
Trypto, whatever.
I've talked to my 12-year-old neighbor, Josie, who's my ride or die. She said she would do the litter, but she is 12 and that commitment
means nothing.
Means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Especially it's not even her house. So
Yeah.
So we're working on it.
So you want the cat that badly?
I really like this cat.
But
you
don't think your husband's going to do it?
I'm not stopping anybody from adopting this cat.
That would be extreme.
Yeah.
If you were puncturing people's tires,
Yeah.
running their car off the road, stopping them.
So if somebody came in this hour, I'm kind of letting it go to fate to see if this cat just gets adopted and see if we can incorporate it in our lives seamlessly. I'm kind of letting the universe tell me if this is my cat.
Kitty.
I know.
Cats can be very cool.
They are cool. And a bunch of listeners reached out to me on Saturday at the state fair. They're like, we think you're going to keep this cat. They had a bunch of people that were
I assumed that from day one that you were going to keep the cat. Absolutely. There's no question about that.
Is there anything that Catherine wants in her life that you feel kind of annoyed with? Are you
No. No, we've had Jude now for 12 years, something like that. That's going to be the tough one.
I know. Oh, don't even. We're not doing that.
Well, but
We're not. No. Today's a rough technology day. We're not going to tear up.
We're not going with that.
We're not going down the avenue
as
of the
well.
world where Jude doesn't.
But he'll probably be the last, is all I'm saying.
I don't believe you. And also,
I don't think Catherine's going to get a brand new dog that's going to be around another 10 years. I just don't think it's going to happen.
okay, first off,
Judy.
Jude will be around for the next 48 years.
48 years, he'll be 60 years
In
old.
the Guinness Book of Record, there's Jude.
Although those dogs, small dogs, do live 15 years. A lot of times.
Small dogs live a lot longer than big dogs.
They
Hey,
absolutely
I had a
do.
black lab who died about a year ago. She was 16 and a half.
Yeah, but
Wow.
she killed herself.
And she said, this is enough.
Trying to get away from
She
Brittany.
died right before about a week before the baby was born.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she did it as
So you disappointed her.
I think honestly, Izzy was such a good girl that I think she knew that if she would have gotten sick while the baby was born, that would have just been too much for me.
Yeah.
And it would have kind of had mixed feelings about the baby being around because it would have been so sad and so happy. I honestly think that Izzy did that going it's time. Now I'm good. Why are we doing this? I hate this game.
You think a dog
Yeah.
kind of reckoned this whole deal, huh?
I think she was like, it would have been too much. Okay, I don't know why we're doing this. I hate this game. We have to play a
we'll
different
go to
game.
break right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Rudy, cue the Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. All those those penned up dogs.
Oh my
and
God,
cats.
the brew!
Those are horrible.
I'd be in a hotel by myself drinking
Yes.
a beer at 1 in the morning, and that comes up. It's like, well, now my next week is ruined.
I know.
I remember those spots. I'm so sad. I was like,
know.
oh God.
In the eyes of an angel. And then
The
there's
eyes
little
of an
puppies.
angel. That's right. Oh, and the little puppy's like,
let me out of this cage. And I'm like, take my money.
All right, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. We'll wrap things up right after this. I really have to say I'm feeling great, and I have to give the credit to mnfatloss.com. After going on the program this spring, I'm nearly at my ultimate weight loss goal. You know, there is no shame in gaining weight as we get a little bit older, but I think you'd feel better, more energetic, and feel better in your clothing. A reset like mnfatloss.com could be the answer for you, just like it has been for me. I'm not even worried about temptations like the state fair. I'm not hungry. I don't crave carbs or sugar. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, it's about a pound of fat every day, by the way. No exercise required. To schedule your free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com. Results may vary. Be sure to tell the team at mnfatloss.com that Tom Barnard sent you.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says riding a bus to school is 13 times safer than riding in a passenger vehicle and 10 times safer than walking to school. The reality of school bus safety is that more children are hurt outside the bus than inside as passengers. Most of the children who lose their lives in bus-related crashes are pedestrians, 4 to 7 years old, who are hit by the bus or by motorists illegally passing a stopped school bus. Please be patient and use extra caution when driving near children and school buses. And never pass a bus when the arm is down and red lights are flashing. The children inside and their parents are counting on us. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in an accident, but if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to a lawyer.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I'm here with Ben Williams, former defensive end for the Minnesota Vikings. Ben, you were in peak health playing football when you went into kidney failure and needed a transplant. An organ donor saved your life. What do you want people to know?
That's right, Tom. I found out my life was going to have 2 paths. Either hooked up to a dialysis machine 5 days a week, 4 hours a day for the rest of my life, or receive a kidney transplant. I actually started to lose hope. When I was about to start dialysis, I received a call. My perfect match for a kidney was available. A stranger checked the donor box on their driver's license and saved my life. I actually felt 18 again. Now I want to pay it forward by encouraging others to register. I learned from LifeSource that men register at rates much lower than women. We need more men to check the box at the DMV. When you pass away, that small decision and act can help someone like me.
There are 2,300 people in Minnesota like Ben right now waiting for a life-saving transplant. Make your game plan to be a hero. To learn more, visit life-source.org. You need to know a guy for your auto repairs, legal issues, banking, and more. The same goes for investment advice. You need a guy to help you be successful, someone you can trust, who gets results. Well, I got a guy for you. Josh Arnold. Josh gives you straight talk, not sugar-coated advice about your financial situation. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions, and Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. Do yourself a favor and call Josh now for a no-obligation, 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll get a different point of view for your investments. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That is 952-925-5608. You'll be glad that you did. And tell him his guy, Tom, sent you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have to run something by you guys before I do this story because I don't really know. I don't do a lot of buying things online. Now, they're not talking about like Amazon online. They're talking about from private parties.
Okay.
Is that what they mean?
I don't know. Wait, what is the top of the article?
It says, here's how to not get scammed when buying something online.
Well, you got to watch out for Amazon, too, because they have independent sellers on there that can also be scammed.
Oh,
the only difference is Amazon will help you fight it.
Yeah.
Well,
so
that's good.
usually you'll get your money back, but it might be a process. It might be like a 3-week process. They're like, you still got to wait to see if it arrives, and of course it doesn't because it's a scam. And if it's too good to be true, it is.
How about that guy? He's a multi-billionaire, and he started out selling books on the internet.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I know.
Why did I ever get into radio?
I've been trying to sell things out of my garage for years, and nothing's happened.
She keeps lowering the price on Margot.
Yeah, exactly.
Till the baby's there.
Shaking her ass. Come get some.
Hey, over over here in my sweatshirt and I'll cry on command.
Okay, so you got. I don't buy a lot online. I guess I get things from Amazon, but I don't buy anything online. Not that I know of, anyway. Here's some tips to keep you safe when buying or selling items through platforms like Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. I've never even heard either one of those because I just don't do. You guys know these?
Yeah.
Yeah,
OfferUp and
Facebook Marketplace. I know. Yeah.
Is that pretty safe?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
No, really, not at all.
I buy stuff there all the time.
Sure, but if you want to post anything over $30, it's nothing but scams. It's nothing but messages.
Really?
Oh, it's awful. It's
I don't know, because what I do like is like you can check if the person's real. So like, and you can see their rating on selling stuff.
Sure. The problem is you have to sift through so much garbage messages. All that it's such a pain in the ass. I sold some
You mean
cameras.
selling is
Selling
painful.
stuff is such a
'cause I
pain in the
buy.
ass.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I used to sell a lot of stuff on Craigslist, and then I sold some stuff on Marketplace, but not really. I love buying stuff, especially like baby stuff, because how much damage can a really baby do to, like, I mean, I bought my stroller on there, I bought my bike, the attachment for the bike for there, like all that stuff I love because you get such a great deal.
New baby stuff is crazy because you're only going to use it for 2 months anyway.
Exactly. And like,
it is true.
You know, how much the baby can't like kick the side and break the wheel. It's like you just have to like take a cloth to it and clean it and it's done, brand new.
You know, I really like it. I never, of course, obviously I don't click on these messages, but I love the messages I get, like Tom Brainerd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it starts out describing something, and all of a sudden it turns into Farsi. I'm like, what?
Right? I love when it's like, you talk about who clicks on this, but it's like, hot woman want to talk to you now. And you're like,
there's a lot of
Right.
that.
It always sounds like Borat wrote it or something like, lovely lady in your neighborhood.
Horny lady ready to party.
I always know the guys who click on that and think like, I bet there is a lady in my neighborhood.
Oh my God, there's a horny
knew
lady
it.
ready to talk? Like...
All right, so here's the full story. Here's some tips to keep you safe when buying or selling items through platforms like Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. If it seems too good to be true, it probably, that's life. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
Absolutely.
And that holds true whether you're buying or selling something. If someone offers you a lot more money than what you're asking for an item, you should be suspicious. The payment method seems suspect. If the seller insists on payment methods like wire transfers, cryptocurrency, or prepaid gift cards, it's a huge red flag. Using Venmo isn't necessarily a sign of a scam, but if they require a payment before you can see or pick up the item, that's obviously bad. Why would you ever do that, though?
Yeah. A guy tried to scam me at the world's largest truck stop outside of Davenport, Iowa last weekend. When I was
on that holy ground?
On that holy ground. I was driving back from a comedy festival, and I was at the gas pump, and I was so hungover I could barely keep my eyes open. And this guy pulls up, and he's trying to, I think he's trying to convince me that he needs gas, and he's going to give me a gold ring. And I'm going to give him the equivalent value of the ring.
I love how you don't even know. You couldn't even get a handle on how you were being.
I was so hungover, and this like big white SUV pulls up and goes, my friend, I give you a good deal. I give you a good deal. And I just looked at the guy and I was like, dude, nah, this is the wrong day.
I love good deals.
Yeah, because if the guy would just walked up and said like, I need some gas money, I'd probably give him $5. But he's like thrusting this ring at me. It's like, what am I supposed to bite it and tell if it's real or whatever? I mean, it was a whole at the world's largest truck stop, no less. You know.
Unbelievable.
I leaned into it. I had a guy at a liquor store one time outside go, hey, man, I ran out of gas. I was wondering if you can give me $20 just to be able to fill my tank. I said, if I give you $20, are you going to go in there and buy a case of beer? And the guy said, yeah. And I was like, all right, come on, let's just go inside. I'll just buy you the beer. Like, why are we doing this? I'll just buy you a case of beer. Yeah, $18 is my limit. That's what you get. Pick it out. And I just bought it for him. I was like, there you go. Enjoy your weekend.
Or your next 3 hours. That's how you wind up hanging out outside the...
24 beers in 3 hours.
Yeah, that's how you wind up living outside the liquor store.
Yeah, that's right. In general, the safest things to do is pay for your item in cash when you pick it up in person. They're communicate. Yeah, you probably don't want to give them a check because they use
Although
that
in person, that's got its own...
Oh, you got that right.
Yeah, that's got its own perils.
No doubt about that. Poor communication sometimes be a giveaway. You're talking to a scammer if they want to take the conversation off the app. To a private text thread instead. All the images are stock photos. It's a bad idea if the seller's photos all look like they were pulled from the internet. In that case, asking for additional photos or a video can help verify the listing's authenticity. Also, a user who doesn't have a profile photo might be a bad sign. And finally, they won't meet in person. If possible, you should plan to meet in person in a safe public place to examine the item before paying for it. If they refuse to meet up with you, take a pass on that item. See, I have no history of this whatsoever. I don't know. Why would you buy something online anyway?
I love buying things online.
Do you really?
Oh, I love buying things. I love buying things from people that are used. Last week, there was a lady in Excelsior selling a tray that I needed for my stroller, and it was $20 instead of $50. Yes, please. And so, I mean, usually it works out just fine because you can see that the person exists. You can see that they have like a long past. They've been on Facebook since like 2001. Here's a photo of their baby that they had with their, you know what I mean? Like, love it. I love buying stuff online.
I buy books online, like used books or stuff that's hard to find because it's such a small transaction. Like someone's gonna scam me for $8 for a baby. You know what I mean? I'm never buying stuff that's big enough that it wouldn't be worth someone's time.
During the pandemic, I bought so many puzzles online, and it's like $5 for a used puzzle. They would just leave it on their doorstep. I'd leave $5. They would just trust me to leave $5 there. Because puzzles are weirdly expensive.
You know what you should do? You should tear the bill into little pieces and then leave the pieces outside.
Puzzle.
Because obviously they enjoy puzzles. Justin always gets mad at me because I always end up talking to the people for a while. And I was like, well, we have something in common. At one point, I want something that they wanted. Like, I bought a lawn chair from somebody in and the one we were just talking about, the city that's just south that has that bridge near Lion's Tap that you got mad that was spelled differently. Anyway, Shakopee. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, Shakopee. Yeah.
Still have this friend in Shakopee now because I bought a lawn chair from him and we went and picked it up. And next thing you know, we're talking about things we like, both like sitting in the sun. So we got that in common.
We both sit down. We have so much in common.
God, I just am missing out on life, aren't I? I'm involved in any of this stuff.
You could be sitting down with Brittany for $5.
Yes,
right? I don't know what it is. It's like, especially because a lot of the stuff, you know, especially like music, like anything, instruments. I don't know how many times there's been guitars where you go, I want to learn guitar. And then after 1 year of not playing it, you go, I'm ready to sell this guitar.
Yeah. I have one of those.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had one. I bought it online. I bought it on Craigslist. Sold it on Craigslist a year later when I realized I don't want to learn the guitar.
I was convinced if I started practicing this before my senior year of college that I could get laid with it by the end of my senior year of college.
And
no, I did not.
Well, we're still waiting.
No. But one day I will lose my virginity.
I can't wait. I hope.
Century.
I would say Facebook Live that, but you know what? Maybe just the aftermath.
My virginity or the guitar?
I was going to say virginity, but now maybe just even the guitar. I don't know which would be more eventful.
Well, the guitar comes with it. It's like a bonus.
That's true. We just acquired a piano, and I've decided I'm going to learn the piano. I've been playing 10 minutes every day.
Oh, done piano.
That's how Beethoven learned.
That's what I...
10 minutes.
Yes, there you go.
I have a little Bach bust on top of it that we acquired as well, so...
Can't really see Beethoven going on like Facebook. Can't see it.
No.
He's like, show pictures of his food.
Facebook Marketplace. Yes, exactly. All right, that's going to probably do it. So we got to talk again about tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yes, all week at Acme Comedy Company. Shows at 8 o'clock or 7:30 if you come on the weekends.
Who are you working with? Anybody we know?
Trevor Anderson and Linda Ahrens are opening for me.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, and we got the semifinals of the contest, so you get to see a few of the contests. Yeah.
That's so exciting. Congratulations, Brian. You're so neat.
Has anybody ever won that contest that just blew up?
Tim Harmson.
No, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
I think Swartzen might have won it too.
Swartzen? He's never won anything. Forget it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.